Or somewhere. Bring everyone back to the table and get cooking at Beef. It's what's for dinner.com.
Brought to you by the New Mexico Beef Council.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas, or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics, and rest assured, whatever they printed on, your logo will look awesome.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
The weather forecast for Southeast New Mexico on this Thursday along the 285 corridor, with the Roswell temperatures in the upper 80s, 20% chance for thunderstorms. We go down to Carlsbad, Artesia, and 30% chance for thunderstorms. Carlsbad temperatures around 89 degrees. At our radio studios, Lovington temperatures in the lower to mid 80s with a 30% chance for thunderstorms, increasing to 60% chance at our radio studio by tomorrow. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Tom A. Reese is on the air with B and the Breakfast Club.
B and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
B and the Breakfast Club. Thanks for listening and making us the number one way to wake up in Southeast New Mexico. B and the Breakfast Club.
For the record, what you guys are doing is really creepy.
Today is National Sober Day.
Well, I'm sober.
I'm sober. I'm sober now.
Do you like alcohol?
Alcohol? I don't drink alcohol.
Today to celebrate sobriety and bring awareness to addiction.
I give up drink.
I don't drink alcohol.
Giving up drinking.
Give up drinking and try out.
I'm sober. 6 months.
I'm actually sober.
I'm sober now.
National Sober Day.
What about your sobriety?
Sobriety is bliss.
It's showtime!
What is going on? It is B and the Breakfast Club. Will Rooney sitting in for Kevin B. It is Tom A and the A-list with Will Rooney is what Tom likes to have me do, because he likes to have top billing.
Yeah.
Although we're probably going to have a couple of special guests coming in at different times, so make sure and stay tuned. We're going to have we're just going to roll through the show as we're filling in for B as he is on his way back to the Philippines. He made it to Lubbock last night, and he will be flying out, and he's. The plan is for him to be back on the air on Monday. So he should be unjet lagged and rail wested through the weekend. And so that's the hope anyway. So Tom A., what's up with the smelly cantaloupe on your desk?
Well, excuse me. I think when B left, he left me a cantaloupe. But here's what he said to me before he left, right? Until I found that cantaloupe this morning. I mean, later on last night. Was that stay healthy. Stay healthy.
I heard.
Stay healthy.
I heard him. He did it on the air. So.
Oh,
but thank you for doing that again.
But he did that last night, and I said, man, love you, man. We miss that dude. He may not be back for it.
No, he's not going to be back for like 10 months.
A year?
10 months.
Almost? My God.
10 months. So that's the plan anyway. Of course, it is B and the Breakfast Club on W105, 105.1 FM over the air, online at W105radio.com. We're up in the mountains at 99.1. If you're up in the Lincoln County area, you can tune us in up there. And, of course, we're worldwide. Like I said, W105radio.com. You can text and listen to us via the app, which is you can text the word listen to 877-396-W105. It'll automatically text you back all of the mobile apps, the Apple app, the Android app, and the web streamer, so you can listen in those ways. There's other ways to listen as well, tune in. There's all kinds of great ways you can tune into this show. And, of course, don't forget, we're streaming live on Facebook, and I'd probably help if I turn the cameras on. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, and you can get all those by texting whatever word you like. If you like Rumble, you like Facebook, whatever you prefer, you can listen and watch as well right there on the web. And, of course, that being brought to you by our friends at Desert Sand Waterwell. Text line being brought to you by our friends at Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And Russ was good enough to give me the question of the day earlier. I got to go back, and I believe it's already been posted on Facebook as well. Question of the day, what is the weirdest text you received recently?
Ooh.
Now keep it clean. Keep in mind, this is a family show, especially early while the kiddos aren't in school yet. But what is the weirdest text you've received recently? That's the question of the day. Of course, you can answer on Facebook, or you could answer, and Facebook doesn't have to be as clean. I mean, that's up to you because it's your profile. But you could do a little more on Facebook, but definitely on the radio. In order for us to read it, it's got to be at least somewhat clean. We'll get to the thought of the day coming up here in just a little bit. So, again, question of the day, what is the weirdest text you've received recently? I think Tom A. just got one. So, because at least, or he hasn't turned his down yet. Yeah. Hey! Well, I told you we were going to have a special guest.
Award-winning guy.
Oh, so is that what you're going to call him?
Yeah.
The award-winning guy?
What's up, guys?
Curtis McKinney joins us in the studio. So
Man, good to be. You know, I tell you, that drive from Carlsbad here is rough in the morning. Everybody going to work.
It is.
I don't know what that's all about.
No, I know. The patch is busy, and especially when it's rainy and misty like it is this morning.
Foggy.
Foggy.
Horrible drive.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a couple traffic alerts right quick, Will.
Already, huh?
And, Kurt just mentioned that fog is bad in our Artesia Carlsbad area, and there is a wreck on Highway 128. That's right past Red Road. Proceed with caution. Fog is really kind of heavy. Again, a wreck on 128 right past the Red Road. Proceed with caution. This report being brought to you by
Luke Ragsdale Law Firm. Of course, he was reminding you, drive safe and get home to your family. Make sure and check them out, ragsdalelawfirm.com. Again, Rec Highway 128, just past Red Road. Proceed with caution because the fog is kind of heavy. It's kind of hard to say fog. It's not. It's more of a misty rain in most of the areas that I saw. So, but it's it may be So, and I know that's basically what fog is, but it was a little more wet than that. So, 877-396-W105. So, Kurt. So you came all the way over here from Carlsbad just to join us in the studio.
Well, I knew B was gone. You and Tom A. I figured I could come up and maybe just rattle the cage a little bit.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. Of course, we're going to be talking about Hogfest a lot today because Hogfest is coming up next weekend.
Oh, man. It was here. It seems like we just started back in February, planning this thing, and now it's here. It's hard to believe.
Well, and you guys have some big announcements. We're going to talk about that throughout the morning because you just added a brand new show. I saw on Facebook you had a brand new bus. That makes Tom A's Willie Nelson bus look bad. Bus. Oh, dude, it's nice.
Oh man,
it's a big bus, man. I went up and I got it yesterday.
It's huge.
And you should have seen me, Will. I was driving this thing back into town, and for about the first hour, scared to death. I've never driven anything like that before.
Nothing that big, huh?
Oh man, yeah. So I was driving it, and I just a nervous wreck. And so I finally got back into Artesia. And then I knew nobody can drive there anyway, so I wasn't really worried. And I went on through. It was cool. Everything was cool.
Our Artesia listeners are not going to be happy about that. Yeah,
Come
I
on
know.
Now.
And of course, don't forget our buddies at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Of course, powering everything we do here on Being the Breakfast Club. Daniel Velos and the guys at Carlsbad Chevy. We appreciate them very much. We talked about our question of the day. We talked about, of course, Desert Sand Waterwell sponsoring all of our YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. So I thought you were going to come over here and sit with me in front of the camera.
Well, I would like to, but I was late. I was
You're
late.
good. You're good. You're good. We can move around here in a little bit. 15 minutes after 6 o'clock. And, of course, want to thank our buddies over at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. If you're looking for pet food, they have got they are, of course, your Purina Expert Certified Dealer. They're 1105 East 2nd Street in Roswell. They are homegrown and proud of it. From farm and ranch supplies to Western wear and workwear, they've got it all for you right there in Roswell. And, of course, all the stuff to feed all of your animals and all the supplies you might need to coincide with it. They have it all. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Again, your certified Purina Expert Dealer, 1105 East 2nd, online at roswelllivestock.com. So, Tom, I think your phone is still having some issues there, buddy.
Yeah, I turned it down, but
not enough.
There you go.
So we appreciate Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, proud sponsor of Be in the Breakfast Club. Hey, when you go in there, make sure you say, we heard you on Be in the Breakfast Club. 16 minutes after 6 o'clock. What's going on the text line, Tom?
Well, we're keeping up. We're waiting for some more texts to come in this morning. So we did have that accident we talked about earlier.
Well, someone texted the word listen right away to hit the app, so I appreciate that. Thank you guys very much.
There you go.
So definitely check that out. Yeah, and so let's talk about some of the, obviously, in the big news, this is the headline story. Of course, we've been talking about it for days, is Grisham's, her gun ban. But did you hear the federal judge temporarily blocked Governor Grisham's ban on carrying guns in public?
Right.
So this was District Court Judge David Herrera Urias from U.S. District Court Judge has granted a temporary restraining order Wednesday against New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham against her recent order banning the unlawful carry of firearms in Albuquerque and across Bernalillo County. You're still beeping there,
no,
buddy.
Not me. I'd turn it all the way
Maybe
down.
It's not me.
Okay.
Something's going on.
Something's going on.
So.
Somebody's phone's going on. So we'll fix it.
Yeah, so she, Kurt, I know you talked about it on your show, but she totally, here's what I think, Will. I think there's something else that's in her agenda. I think this is just a distraction from what she really wants to do. I talked to several of our state legislators last night, and they said she's trying to bring a special session in to deal with the gun issues that weren't passed in January.
I just think, am I on?
You are now.
Just, tap, this thing working? No, I think with Grisham, when you've got Grisham, everything is calculated, right?
Everything.
She's, from back in COVID, now the gun issue, I feel like she's really overstepped everything that she's doing, and it's kind of slapping her in the face now a little. But I think you're right, Tom. I think this is, I think that what they're doing is they're pushing us to see what we're going to deal with and what we're going to live with and what we're not going to complain about. And they see how far they can go, and then they know they can go a little bit further. And so I think that's where we're at, and I think, when I was watching Jesse Waters the other night, and here's Grisham on there. I think she got a little more heat than she expected.
Well, I think she did too, and I think on some level maybe you guys might be right, because there may be some part of this where some of these higher up progressives, like serious, I'm talking like hardcore progressive, may have said, let's just see how far we can push this.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see what'll actually happen. Is there anybody with the huevos to do this? And Grisham's like raised her hand and said, I'll try. And then they just crucified her, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, maybe not."
Well, even her own party.
Her
own party.
No, her party left her out to dry.
AG said, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. Well, and she, I watched her last night too. I saw her doing an interview last night, and she was sitting there, kind of doubling down on it, but then on the other hand saying, "Well, with my decision to do this, it's brought attention to the problem," and so now she's kind of doing this.
Stupid out here or what?
She's doing this. Well, we are stupid, Tom. We keep electing her. Let's be honest.
Right.
Yeah. Well, stupid not to show up. Stupid, whatever the stupid may be. So we definitely have some issues, but we definitely, without a doubt, we're happy that the federal judge put this temporary stay on this thing and has blocked her order. And, of course, we knew that it wasn't going anywhere anyway, because even the Democrat sheriffs in the different areas, Bernalillo County, first and foremost, said no. And I honestly, I've never heard a Democrat sheriff speak and me agree with every word he said out of his mouth. and every word that the Bernalillo sheriff said in his press conference, I was like, right on, man. So
I know in Carlsbad, Mark Cage down there, I know he's not going to.
Oh,
he's not putting up with it.
And we've got Corey Heldon coming on from Lee County tomorrow for the extended version with Blake, and so I'm sure that's going to be the same echo from Corey tomorrow.
I was in Roswell. I went through Roswell yesterday, and I stopped and I was talking to a guy, and he was standing there at the gas pump, and he was strapped. He had his gun on the outside and everything. And I asked him, I was like, "So what do you think? What's going to happen when Grisham comes and takes your open carry away like this?" Yeah. And he was like, "It's not happening. Our sheriff's not having it."
Prying out of my cold, dead fingers.
Right.
These guys are doing the Charlton Heston thing. They are.
I think honestly, Will, I don't think that, none of these liberals really are thinking about just how mad, really, everybody saber rattles and all that stuff. So I don't think they really consider how mad gun owners are really going to be. You know, I mean, sure, with COVID, they locked us down. Everybody just bent over and took it. The gun thing, that's not going to happen.
No, well, because, I mean, on top of everything else, you're basically preventing people from protecting their families and threatening to take away their protection from not only the government, but from, you know, obviously the increasing crime. So in the area that has the most crime and the most gun violence, the only people with guns are going to be the criminals. How much sense does that make?
Don't make no sense.
Not at all.
Well,
You know,
and I'm sorry, Tom. Everybody that's really upset about that. You know, if you think about it, a lot of us, all of us around here, probably that's listening to me right now, own a gun, right?
Yep.
But have you ever really had to use it? I mean, for real, the majority of folks
No.
have never even fired it. You've never fired it in an intruder. You've never had to use it in self-defense.
Thank
or
God.
anything.
No,
Yeah,
and
thank God.
I hope that never happens.
And so you know, I don't get why they're so wigged out. They say it's the criminals, but I don't think that's the case.
No, it's
you
not.
know, it's not.
It's 100% not. No, it's just that these liberals don't believe that anyone should have guns. They think that they should, everything should be kumbaya and you know, rainbows and flower petals, and everybody should be happy and love each other. And it's like, okay, now wake up and live in reality and understand that there are bad people out there that are going to do bad things. And the only thing standing between the bad people and the bad things is you and your firearm 90% of the time, because unfortunately the police officers, they have the whole city to protect. They're not going to get there right away.
Well, you know, one of the things I think that we're going through, I think this gun issue, if they can get rid of the guns, and I'm being a little, I'm out there on a conspiracy theory here, guys, and I know, you know, but I think if they get rid of the guns, then we can start going to a cashless society. And so think about it. Think about it for a second. If you spend $100 right now, cash, $100, that $100, I give it to Tom, and he does whatever, and then he gives it to Will, and Will washes his car for $100, and then Will goes and spends it at Texas Roadhouse, and he spends $100 there. That $100 is worth that every time you spend it, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It goes cashless, right? So now here we go. I pay Tom with a credit card 1.5%. I pay it to you 1. Where's that 1.5 going? To the banks, right? He pays you 1.5% goes to the bank.
Well, plus the government is tracking every single purchase,
right?
And they're taking their section out of it.
They're taking theirs, and then the banks are making a bunch of money, right? And then where are we? We've got no guns. We've got nothing. We're just screwed.
Well, yeah, exactly. One of the texters asked, "Hey, Will, do you think Tom should carry a gun?" Absolutely not.
I agree with you.
Look, there are people out there who should not ever pick up a gun, and Tom A is one of them. Now, if he would take, we tried. We put him through the little training thing with the Lee County Sheriffs, and he shot. Okay, so imagine this: you've seen the little demonstrations where they go through, and you have the pop-ups of the you know, the little girl and the dog and the criminals. Tom let every criminal go and killed every little girl. Every little girl that popped up, he popped her in the head when he was able to actually hit the target. But the criminals, he let them go. It's like, okay, there's one of them.
Make my day, punk.
It was just the whole thing. It was just like, and then he was like, he was floundering with this gun. B's, you know, of course, been a gun advocate for a while, so he's like, wham, 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 and Tom's just like, oh my gosh.
They would have charged me with murder if I'd been a real.
Oh yeah, it just solidified. They just took it home. You do not want Tom A with a gun because he's shooting anything and everything in his path. He's not. Yeah. So of course, some of us, of course, were raised with it, and so it's a little different.
Right.
But
Texter says, you know, I'd rather have my firearm and not need it than not have it and
amen.
need it.
Amen. 100%.
Says the texter.
100%. Yeah, I hope I never need it. I hope I never need it to defend my family. But by God, I want it in case I do.
Mm-hmm.
So, but hey, I want to give a shout out real quick to our buddy Joe Imbriali over at Rig Outfitters and Home Store, located in the Broadmoor Mall. Big supporter of the show, and of course, big supporter of just businesses in Southeast New Mexico. And of course, he's been inundated with shoplifting. It's just been a continuous thing. Tom, I don't know why Mike 3 is just so, your breathing is just so,
test, 1,
so
2,
loud.
3.
No. You're fine.
Oh, fine.
It's just all I hear is,
Kurt,
Is that me?
No, it's not you.
Oh,
okay.
It's
Can
all
you hear me?
It's all Tom. So anyway, they got an extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts, and coats. Other oilfield gear like hard hats, work boots, steel-toed boots, safety gear, furniture, appliances, electronics, zero-down financing. Check them out today. Of course, they've got all of that, the electronics. If you're looking for a big screen for football season, the perfect place to go in and grab it all. Just a cool place to shop because they've got a little bit of something for everybody. Scrub Outfitters right next door in the Broadmoor Mall. Everything workwear for the medical industry. So if you need scrubs and then you need a specific size or you need a specific style, guess what? They've got them for you, or they can order them for you, and they'll special order them, have them shipped right to your place. Joe's great like that. Make sure and check them out. They've got your favorite brands like Healing Hands, Medcouture, Peaches. In addition to scrubs, they carry shoes, medical compression, socks, stethoscopes, and more. Check them out today. It is Scrub Outfitters and Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs. So, all right, we are, of course, broadcasting from our studio in Lovington, New Mexico, the End of the Mountain God studio. We appreciate them for sponsoring and coming along. And I'm trying to see who it actually is breathing. It's all Tom A. It's always Tom A. 877-396-W105. I was being quiet for just a second. It's like, sounds like Tom and Pitbull ready to attack with his heavy breathing. Like a Pitbull. Yeah, he looks like he's ready to take a Mimi. He is standing up today, though.
I am standing up.
And so are you just never going to find your razor? I'm just curious.
I was going to shave this morning.
Dude, you're gonna have to like change out that.
I keep it in my car
because it's not doing you any good in your car because that's at least a 2-week growth there, buddy.
No, you should have seen it over the weekend, brother.
Oh, bro, dude, that's you're getting.
It was 5 inches longer there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what she said.
You're getting pretty long there, bud.
Come on. Oh, you should have heard Will giving me directions this morning.
Oh, it was great.
This was awesome. So he's like, man, there's a lot of rain.
Uh-huh.
It's really wet.
And then he paused. For a second. It's like I don't know, 4:45 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So we both just got up, right? He's like, so he pauses. When you come up here and you get to the studio, it's going to be really wet. So I want you to come in the back door, and then
see how he is. Of course, you got to understand Kurt's mind and how he takes that. Yeah, come in the back door, Kurt.
Yeah, dude. And then it just got worse, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And I finally stopped him. I'm like, Will, dude, come on, man. It's
what I just said, you can just come in my office. Just avoid the big holes in the back.
Yeah, avoid. It's going to be really wet. Avoid the big holes.
Some big holes.
Come in the back. And then, oh my God.
It just goes downhill from there. This is the typical conversation we have now. Luckily, most of that's double entendre, so it's going right over the kiddos' heads. But it's still
terrible.
You guys can understand what we're talking about.
I needed a laugh though, so it did make me laugh. But who gets up at 5 in the morning? I can't believe this.
Yeah, kid, this is something new for Curtis. But you did today. You did, and you drove from Carlsbad.
Yep, I did.
Hey, we got a text here. The law enforcement have zero responsibility for protecting you or you and your family's safety, says this text. The Supreme Court has ruled on that matter numerous times, and there should be no expectation of law enforcement. Now, having that obligation, your safety is up to you. Don't forget it, says the text.
Well, I mean, I don't think I think I understand what you're saying, and although yes, I understand what you're saying as far as their actual responsibility. Although I don't think that most of the boys in blue and boys and girls in blue will agree with that. I think most of them would, say that it's their job to try to, to help wherever they can. So, but I understand what you're saying as far as legality. So Stacy on Facebook says she's got national attention for taking one for the team. Her name is known everywhere, and her next moves will be watched. It's planned to get her known, and then a vice presidential candidate. So this is a well thought out plan on their part, talking about the Democrats. So, and she may be right.
She's got a different agenda. I'm just telling you guys.
There's nothing, we said it earlier, there's nothing Grisham doesn't do that's not planned. And she may have aspirations of even more. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
By the way, the city of Eunice today is having a special meeting at 5 o'clock tonight to address this situation. they've already have an ordinance in place, but they're going to also enlarge a little
additional protections just to make sure that this whole area, so that but the bottom line is Corey Helton's not going to enforce this.
No.
Mark Cage isn't going to, Mike Harrington's not going to enforce this. All of our area sheriffs, we know our conservative sheriffs in this part of the country are just laughing this off. They're not too. They're pissed, and they were too. And they said, there's been several. I think Mike pretty much said he had to let things settle and kind of answer before he made his answer. So, and B was critical of saying he came out late. But I think, there again, it's prudent to find out what's going on. So, a lot of people were knee-jerked and announced, right away. But by the same standpoint, we need to see. It's interesting because I said on Thursday when she came out with her whole public health order, because she did it their first Thursday. And then she did the actual concealed carry and open carry ban on Friday before the weekend. So everybody just basically had to sit with it. And so we didn't get to come on the air and talk about it because it was already after the show on Friday when she actually did that. But Thursday, whenever she actually put her first public health order in place and she started talking about this, I'm like, look out, here it comes. I said, she's setting the stage to use this as a bigger platform. And sure enough, the very next day, I thought it was going to be a week, but no, it was the next day.
Yep.
So, but now, of course, we got the temporary block from the federal judge. We'll see if that continues. Kurt, I want to go ahead, Tommy.
Now, this is the first lawsuit. There's 4 others pending too.
Oh yeah, no, and there may be more to come.
Yeah.
So someone's asked, will the state police enforce it? Well, that's a good question.
Yes, I absolutely think the state police will enforce it.
I think
the local sheriffs won't. I think the state police actually will.
Well, but now that it's been blocked, I don't think they can.
Yeah, but the order was going to go to what, October 9th or something?
30 days.
And now it's October 6th. I guess it or something to that effect. October 3rd or 6th. So they knocked a few days off of it apparently. I don't know. I saw that last night. I don't know. I think the state police have no choice but to do it, whether they agree or not.
Or they're going to get fired.
Because
that is technically their boss.
The sheriffs, they ride a different horse, man. They can kind of do their own thing.
They do. But the state police take the same oath that the sheriffs do to some degree as far as protecting the Constitution. So we'll see if,
Well, how many state police are? And I'm not bagging on anybody because I respect all the police officers.
Oh, same. And I have some good friends that are state police.
But are you really going to risk your pension and all of that because you're trying to make that stand as a state police officer? It's different when you've got a Mark Cage or somebody that has your back and they're like, it's okay. But when the top dog is Grisham pulling the strings and you've got these state, I just think
I would think that it depends on the visibility of the case. So because if the state police can go, you need to make sure and put that away and get out of here,
right.
And don't come back with it out, and they're gonna I think they're gonna let them go if there's nobody around and there's nobody to watch them. Then, but if if anything gets any kind of attention and Michelle goes, go over there and take their gun, then they're going to do it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. If a state police officer rolls up on you or whatever,
right,
probably going to not have a big deal. But if it's a little higher profile, absolutely.
If you are violating this order, if you're caught by state police who may do it, that's a $5,000 fine that you're going to be.
Oh, they're going to try to smack you with the $5,000 fine?
Yeah.
That's the public health order fine. So it's basically back to the COVID $5,000 fine they were trying to fine businesses and stuff for staying open.
It's the same thing.
Yep, same thing. So, oh, man. Here we go back down this road, and if she does it here, she's going to do it in other places because, guns is a pretty big reach. I think she would probably be able to, do a couple, especially for a short little gal like her. But we'll see how it all plays out in the long run. But right now, so far, so good between all the sheriffs and everything else. And, this area, we still have a little bit of insulation. However, with Chaves County and Lee County having a decent amount of gun violence already, Tommy, don't fall asleep on me, buddy. So
am I falling asleep?
You dude, you were memeing. You were not, dude. You were memeing like this.
Let me ask you this now, because she controls the purse strings for the funding across New Mexico.
Oh, sure.
If if this thing doesn't stand, and let's say Southeast New Mexico said, I'm sorry, Michelle, we can't honor it. Can she cut her funding?
I mean, I don't know that she can legitimately without some kind of approval.
Yeah.
So it looks like we got a phone call. Let's go to the phones and see what we got. Good morning. You're on Being the Breakfast Club. Who we got?
What's going on, boys?
Not much. What's going on?
I tell you what, any law enforcement agency or law enforcement officer that enforces any of this is a coward, and I'm going to say it straight to their face.
Absolutely.
If they're doing it to save their ass and save their pension and their retirement and this and that, that automatically tells you that is more important to them than the United States Constitution.
I mean, at some point you got to stand for something, right? I mean, and so if you're gonna
exactly,
so
and if they all stood up at the same time, they would lose none of their pension or retirement or their job or anything else.
You know, that's a great point.
That is an awesome point.
Again, like they're not going to fire all of them. You know what I mean?
No, no. Although they already wanted to defund the police, so they would probably try.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to fire all of them.
No, not realistically. You're right.
If they all stood up at the same time, again, this is a numbers game. If one guy alone stands up and stands against this and doesn't enforce it, yeah, he's going to get canned. Okay? But if they all do it at the same time, they're not going to fire all of them.
Nope, you're right. Hey, man, thank you very much. We appreciate the call for sure.
If there's any police officers out there listening to any of this, that's the way it's going to go down. If only one of them stands up or a handful stand up and say, we're not going to enforce it, yeah, they're going to get, knocked down. But
as much Democrat opposition has come out against this, which is surprising, knowing we're I haven't seen. I'm not going to be surprised if a Whoopi Goldberg or a Joy Behar or someone like that comes out and goes, "Wow, this is way overdue. We should do more of this," or something like that. But for the most part, actual people who have their jobs tied to getting elected again or not, or having any kind of like these sheriffs and like that, they're immediately coming out against it because they know this is not going to fly.
Yeah, and another thing, this is a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever heard of Michelle Lujan Grisham of the state of New Mexico until now, and now everybody knows about her. She's running for a higher office with Biden or something. That's what it's all about.
Well, with the world going the way it is with more and more progressives, yeah, she just solidified her place in the ultra progressive camp for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right.
It is what it is.
Hey, man, thank you for the call. We appreciate you checking in this morning. 877-396-W105. If you want to weigh in, you can call in or text in. We've got to check back in the text line here in a second. I want to talk about my buddies over at Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. Of course, brand new location right there. It's the old Henry's Barbecue and then the old Touchdown Barbecue. They've changed places, but now it's Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue have bought it. They've moved out of the Pecos Inn, and they've got their own place there in Artesia. So go on by, check it out. They're, of course, still serving barbecue like you're used to, but they also have added a bunch of other stuff. In fact, they've got a cool deal going on today. They're selling a cheeseburger or green chili burger with fries and a drink for $10, and half of the proceeds are going to go to the Artesia Animal Shelter to help the dogs and cats. So if you get a chance to go buy lunch, grab a cheeseburger or a green chili burger from Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. It's the old Henry's, the old TD's barbecue right there in Artesia. Stop by there, grab a green chili burger or a cheeseburger, fry and a drink for $10. Half of the proceeds is going to go to the Artesia Animal Shelter to help the dogs and cats. And of course, all the folks at Roadrunner, they're huge animal lovers, so they're always helping. They just did a big fundraiser this last week. I know they're going to be at Hogfest. They're going to be doing a bunch of stuff, and so we got to talk some more about Hogfest. But go by and check them out. Don't forget, I'm waiting on their new phone number because they've got a new number at the new location. So, but definitely stop by and check them out and grab a green chili burger or a cheeseburger. $10 with fries and a drink. Half of the proceeds going to the Artesia Animal Shelter. Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue, brand new location right there at the old TD's Bourbon Barbecue, the old Touchdown Barbecue. 877-396-W105. Text line being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Tom A.
All right. So the texter says, you know what? They will be held accountable. I was just doing my job. It's just not justified. says the texter. Another one says, if someone got robbed in that time frame, says the texter, it's a lawsuit coming because you couldn't protect yourself, says the texter. Good point. And another one says she's auditioning for the health secretary position. She should have just went to the casting couch.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. She's got the right last name because the whole Lujan thing. So even though she's not very Hispanic, she's she's got the name.
Will, what's going on with her lips, dude? Have you seen her on TV lately?
I don't.
Like her face is all like this, except for her upper lip.
I don't even. I try not to look at her.
Botox, buddy, or what?
Well, dude, pull up a picture. Really, pull up a picture.
Do I have to?
Yeah, like pull up a new picture. I encourage everybody to Google it. Yeah, and you can tell, man. Like I don't know. I know we're getting off track here, but
right.
I mean, let's just look at what matters. Does she have the look that's going to get her a vice president position? Has she put in the time? Has she really got down on her knees and done what it takes to be the vice president? I don't know, Will. What do you think? I mean, is she in the trenches like that?
Well, we do have a vice president who.
When I look at her face, I mean, I'm not. She's got those kind of like rabbit teeth thing going on.
Oh, yeah.
But she just.
No, you have to see one without a filter, dude. All of those are filtered out. Scroll up close to her.
I'd really rather not.
I just don't know that she's got what it. I just don't think she's got it, dude.
Magnifying glass.
I really don't. Yeah.
Nah, there's some scary pics, dude. That's not good. That just kind of screwed up my morning.
Dude, I didn't realize that you.
Someone said her upper lip has crazy wrinkles.
It does. That's what I'm
saying.
Oh,
I've seen those, yeah.
And someone says, "Well, there goes my breakfast." Yeah, mine too, man. That was not pleasant.
I'm sorry. All the serious talk, man. It gets me down, especially when I see Grisham. I just think, and I've met Grisham, right? And she doesn't like me. Let's be honest. I know she doesn't. But God, when she's around you in person. She's very nice to you.
Oh, very charismatic.
And she's all about whatever it is that you're about.
Oh no, right. She is the professional politician.
She is a great politician, and that's all I can say about her.
No, because I mean, we talked about it. It was when she was running for governor.
Yes.
New Mexico Broadcasters Convention. We were up there, and it was me, B, and Tom. We were all sitting there at the table, and Steve gave a speech. And she gave a speech, and they both got a chance because there was an election year. They were both going head to head, and Steve gave a speech and then took off, and didn't make the rounds, didn't say hi to anybody. She stayed there and she worked the room, and she walked down and she talked to every single. They were talking about broadcasters from across the state, TV and radio. And she went and she talked to every single one. We were all at that time. We're just like, Steve, man, you need to stick around, bro. Right. I know you may have another engagement, but you need to work this room better because she basically just, every single one.
And everything.
And yeah,
that's one of the things I've been saying.
She's always giving Tom hugs. And the picture on the news the other day. Did you hear about that? Tom and two plates of food. It's standing behind MLG.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Way to go, Tom.
I was covering the event.
Oh, you were covering it. Yeah, he was kissing the Democrat butt.
Well, here's something that can I say this for a second?
I don't know. I tell you do.
So, I look at the Republican Party, right? And it's so disappointing across the board, right? And I've been Republican my whole life.
Yeah.
And anymore, I'm so embarrassed by everything they do, even down to our local folks. And I know that there's a lot of local folks
that are great.
That are great, right? But we don't have the fortitude, man. The Republican Party just doesn't. They feel like everybody's just going to go out and vote because they see how stupid the Democrat agenda is, and so they're just going to show up, and they don't. And the Republicans just do not have a plan. They always talk about a plan. Let's have a meeting. Let's have a meeting about it. Let's do this. Let's all get together and have a nice lunch and see if we can come up with some great ideas. Well, so they do amongst the 5 or 10 or 20 people that are there, and then they never do anything else, and they get their asses kicked every time we go into something. And a lot of people.
It's a lot of talk and not a lot of action.
Oh, it's total talk and no action. And then you see these guys. They have aspirations of higher offices.
Yeah.
And so. it just puts you in this quagmire of garbage that I don't think they're going to pull out of. And then you throw in the cheating and stuff, and it makes it even worse.
Well, the problem, too, is the media is controlled by the left. You know, even in Albuquerque, you've got, you know, it wasn't until recently when and I was actually pleased that a couple of these reporters decided to find their huevos and actually ask her some decent questions.
Yes.
Whenever this first went down, because, I mean, for all of the pandemic, I'm sitting there on half of these phone calls. Tom A. and I both are sitting there on these, you know, waiting, putting our number in to try to ask a question, and they just skip us because they know, oh, we're from Southeast New Mexico. We don't want to answer your question. We don't want to let you ask a question of the governor. So it's just all these liberal places asking questions. So they control the narrative, they control the message, they control the media, and so when you have that much of a roadblock for Republicans anyway,
right?
I mean, you have to really make sure your message resonates with people, and you're getting to your core base, and so that's why there again, B was criticizing Steve because that year in particular, he was mad at us because we fired one of his buddies from the station who fired both of us before Curtis. Exactly. So, but B fired him, and so that was a buddy of Steve's, and so that whole thing, you know, turned into a mess, and he basically blacklisted us for the entire campaign. Well, how can you do that when you have a station that reaches your core?
Because, dude, that's exactly my point. You know, they feel entitled to the vote. They feel like they're entitled to your support.
Well, we're the ones.
And we're the ones, yeah. And so, but look at all these guys. I mean, you've got Senator Kennedy, and you've got Cruz, and all these guys, all these talking heads you see on all the time. They're like, hey, we've got to do this, and we're going to do this, and we got to do this, and we've got to rally together. And then they don't do a damn thing. It's all talk, man. They got to get their act together. Don't
get me wrong. I respect Steve, and I enjoy and I appreciate what he did for us when he was in Washington, and he had some great things to say. And every time I've ever interviewed the man, we've had some great conversations. And we had him on the air the other day when he was asking the question. Granted, we had to chase him down, and so I don't really like the fact that we had to go and find him. And rather the other way around, you know, we should have these. And, you know, of course, when Randy Pettigrew has something he wants to talk about, guess what he does? He calls us. Yep. He texts us. He goes, I've got something we want to talk about. When, you know, Larry Scott called the show the other day and just, boom, said, I heard you guys talking about this. I wanted to weigh in. And he just called up and did it. And guess what? Got on the air and did it right there. So it's the same, you know, we have a pretty open phone line where people can do that. So that's pretty, and of course the listeners can do as well and can weigh in and find out what's going on. Hey, we got to do our thought of the day, being brought to you by our friends at Wakefield Oil. Over 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico with quality products and excellent service. They don't just come around when the boom's here. They're here all the time serving Southeast New Mexico and parts of West Texas with delivery of gas and diesel, both on and off road. They have some service that can't be beat. Of course, you can find them on Facebook or just go to their website, wakefieldoil.com. wakefieldoil.com. Proud sponsor of the Thought of the Day. Thought of the Day, always borrow money from a pessimist because he won't expect it back anyway. It's great. Yeah, Charlie, that's for you, buddy. Just if they go, oh, I'm never going to see this money again. That's the person you want to borrow money from.
You always go into lending money expecting not to get it back.
Well, yeah,
you always do.
Always, but you know, but if they're a hardcore pessimist, then they're never expecting it back anyway. So if they'll let you borrow it, you're good to go. Those are smoker wrinkles around her lips, but she don't smoke, so she must be doing something else. Is what they were saying.
Well, that's where I was saying earlier, man. I don't know that she's qualified. Maybe she is.
Oh, maybe. Well, I mean,
Kamala.
Yeah. How do you think Kamala got in there? Because that's her claim to fame. Because she, other than locking up black people, I mean, Kamala. That's she basically Willie Brown is how she got to where she is.
Doesn't that aggravate? It aggravates me so bad, Tom. Because one year you're listening to the Democrats talk, and they're like, man, these red Coke cans, oh my Lord, they're the worst thing in the world. And then a year later, when they're in power, it's like everybody needs to drink red Coke cans. They're the greatest thing in the world. It's like this impeachment with Biden.
Yep.
All this nonsense they did with Trump.
Oh, this is horrible. This is going to curtail the country. This is the worst thing.
I heard that idiot Schumer last night talking, and he's like, when it's just all based on lies, it's just, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
It's like, how in the world can you guys say that with a straight face?
I couldn't, dude. I mean, I really
because
couldn't.
Here we have witnesses. We have actual witnesses. Video. We have him saying it out of his own mouth. So the thing that they impeached Trump for, one of the times, the quid pro quo, which was loosely based on testimony from supposed witnesses who were in the other room at the time. They didn't even have, it was like secondhand knowledge. And when they finally got down to the actual nuts and bolts of it, it was nothing. It was them typical witch hunt against Trump. But yet we've got Biden, who actually went on camera and said, "Oh yeah, I told them if they don't get rid of that guy, I'm gonna not gonna give him the money." Whoa, wait a minute, that's quid pro quo, bro. Right there.
Oh, dude, it's so bad, man. It's just so bad, and that's the hypocrisy of the whole thing. You sit and you listen to these morons talk, and they're smart guys and ladies and women and men. They're smart. They got there because they're brilliant, but they're idiots. They know we are. I got to tell you, how do you look at these folks and at $160,000 a year job or whatever, and seeing them with 40, 50, 60 million, $100 million in their bank accounts.
Right.
I mean, they're going to say whatever the heck they need to say to stay where they're at. And I don't think they care if they look like hypocrites, Will.
No, I don't think they do either. So Will Hader weighing in this morning. Okay, first off, it's you I hear breathing, Will, not Tom. Second, for everyone who says these cops and state cops should take a stand and not cite us because they're following the rules, need to shut the hell up. If the cop gets fired for not doing his job, or not one of us is going to pay their bills. Do I agree with it? No, but it's not one of us paying their bills.
There was a lot of people, and this kind of goes in line with what they're talking about. A lot of people was forced to take the vaccination to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
And I knew a lot of people that were like, there's no way I'm taking that. And then their job said, yes, you are, or you're going to lose your job. So you've got, when you've got a $2,000 a month mortgage, a $1,000 a month car payment and all your utilities and all of that stuff, and they tell you you're going to do it or you're going to lose your job, and you've got kids and you've got a wife or you've got whatever, maybe you've got a he, she, or they, them at home that you're taking care of, and so you can't afford to lose your job like that, right? So are you going to enforce it, Will, or are you not?
Part of me has to say, in just kind of like in this business of radio, if you stand for something, then you have to stand for something, and if you're going to swear an oath to the Constitution, then you either uphold that oath or you can't do the job. And if you can't do the job, then I would say, you know what, I respectfully resign. I can't in good faith do this job. And I would go find another job. And I'd be looking right now, if that was the case and I was a state police officer and I knew that I couldn't put my family in jeopardy, I'd be looking for another job.
Well,
you know what? And with all of the police departments around the state looking for people, I guarantee you, if you say I'm with state police right now, but I'm going to go and apply at the Eddy County Sheriff's Office or the Lee County Sheriff's Office, I guarantee you could probably be first in line.
And in Biden's housing market, I mean, you would easily sell your house for not a loss or any of that stuff, right? So you could just move, no problem.
Yeah, right. Because no inflation. That's all made up, right?
It's just totally garbage.
It's 5 minutes before 7 o'clock. We got to take a quick break, check in with news, and we're going to come right back. We're going to come back and we're going to talk Hogfest when we come back, because we've got a big Hogfest going on next weekend. But it's going to be a big deal, and we've got some other stuff a little closer to home. We got some stuff going on this weekend that we want to talk about, too, and coming up in just a little bit. But I want to give a shout-out to our buddies at Janko Janitorial, located at 324 West Main Street, Suite 102 in Artesia. They're your full-service janitorial company. They specialize in window cleaning, office cleaning, floor stripping, and waxing. Janko Janitorial. They'll deliver your janitorial supplies, too. They also do commercial, industrial, and oil field cleaning. They've been in business for 7 years, and all of their employees are bloodborne pathogen certified, HAZCOM certified, and pre-certified. So check them out today. They service all of Southeast New Mexico and West Texas. Call Amber today at 575-703-1869. 575-703-1869. Make sure when you give her a call, tell her that you heard it on B in the Breakfast Club. You can also find them on the web, jancojanitorial.com, Janco janitorial.com. Proud sponsor of B in the Breakfast Club. Checking in with news coming right back. First, let's qualify some people for cash. We've got it coming up tomorrow.
The Geo Group in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win. MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. COVID-19 pandemic led to high rates of unemployment in New Mexico, with an estimated 100,000 or more New Mexicans losing jobs. To help the unemployed, the federal government distributed billions in unemployment insurance across the U.S. Now a new report reveals millions of dollars worth of payouts in New Mexico were likely fraudulent. Report comes from the U.S. Government Accountability Office. Report reviews data compiled by the Department of Labor on payouts from the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act and other programs that included payouts for unemployment. Joseph Crutcher of Carlsbad sentenced to 70 years in prison for production and distribution of child porn. In November of last year, a task force officer monitoring a website known to be used to discuss and trade child sexual abuse material. Private user contacted and provided several images of a minor performing sexually explicit conduct. Authorities tracked the private user as Rachel Crutcher, the wife of Joseph. After obtaining a search warrant and questioning the pair, Joseph admitted he was responsible for the material and Rachel not involved. Later in the investigation, Rachel admitted she was involved in the materials. She was sentenced to 30 years in prison. A woman accused of stabbing to death her girlfriend in June has pled not guilty to charges related to the killing when she appeared at her arraignment in New Mexico's 5th Judicial District Court in Chavez County Monday. 40-year-old Monica Ortiz of Roswell pled not guilty to charges of first-degree murder, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, and tampering with evidence. Ortiz suspected of stabbing Patricia Molinar Franco 9 times early in the morning of June 23rd in the 900 block of South Wyoming Avenue home where the 2 women shared. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad I just want to stick my head in a lion's mouth while wearing pork chop earrings? You know what bothers me more than just about anything is a problem that can be easily solved but ain't? Like, if your toilet's running, you jiggle a handle. If your meatloaf sandwich tastes like cardboard, you load it up with hot sauce and ketchup. And ladies, if your arms are hairier than Magilla the gorilla, rip a hair off. You know, you sometimes see these women, they can be nice-looking women, dressed good and clean, and you give me old up and down once over, you know, everything looking nice, real good, until you notice they got arms like a Greek hockey player. But maybe, just maybe, she's also got a hairy lip, hairy back, hairy legs, and she keeps all that shaved. What if you take her to the beach for a few days, and she can't get to the waxer and she forgets her shaver? Shoot. You're playing beach blanket bingo with a werewolf woman, and that's a game you ain't winning. Ladies, it ain't like your legs. I mean, I go 2 or 3 days without seeing my legs. I got all kinds of cuts and bruises on them, and I ain't got no idea about it. But I can see my arms at least once an hour. Ain't much sprouting on my arms. Nothing I don't know about. Maybe you're just too lazy to do something about it. So let me give you a little tip. There's duct tape. Probably you can get the exact width of your arm. And that's cheap. You don't need a mirror, and it pulls all the hair off and even a mole or two. Most of you ladies can open a beer with your teeth. You can throw a 90-mile-an-hour split-finger fastball or belch your alphabet. We still love you. We want to make out with you. But if you got hairy knuckles, there's a door, and don't let it hit you in the fuzzy backside. Wake up, America! Buddy, if your old lady's got a raging case of the hairy arms, you must really like lasagna and spaghetti, because a woman with hairy arms and a husband gotta be a heck of a cook. I'm Earl Pitts, American Pizza.
When a home gets destroyed,
it can be devastating. All you want is your home back the way it was before. With guaranteed replacement cost, if your home has to be rebuilt, Farmers will pay the full cost regardless of your limits. It's just one of the many Farmers policy perks. Call Herschel Ruston Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
The J.F. Maddox Foundation and the University of the Southwest are pleased to welcome four-time NBA champion and Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal as the next speaker in the Jack Maddox Distinguished Lecture Series Thursday, September 14th at R.N. Tidings Auditorium on the Hobbs High School campus. During the evening presentation, O'Neal will talk about his NBA career, his entrepreneurship, and his philanthropy. For further information and details on future Jack Maddox Distinguished Lecture Series speakers, visit jfmaddox.org.
Eager to see more of the world? Make it happen at Garner's Motorsports in Hobbs. Stop by 320 North Del Paso to feel like your own trailblazer with a 2023 Can-Am Maverick Trail 700 base model. This sidekick is for those who want to go everywhere and need a Can-Am ride built to take them there and back. Visit Garner's Motorsports in Hobbs to take life by the trail. Offer ends July 31st. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends September 30th. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
It's time to get spicy. It's the annual United Way Chili Cook-Off coming up Friday, September 2nd and Saturday, September 23rd. Enjoy your local chefs as they cook up some of your favorites for competition entry while taking in the car show, the arts and crafts fair, and Lee County's nonprofits as well. The event starts at 10 a.m. each day, and if you would like to enter the competition, it's just $20 per category. Help the United Way continue to fund over 20 different Lee County nonprofit organizations during this year's annual Chili Cook-Off, Friday, September 22nd and Saturday, September 23rd. For more information, please contact Marcus, 575-964-3040. That's 575-964-3040.
We're revving up the winnings at Casino Apache by giving away a 2023 Dodge Ram 1500 4x4. Play with your Apache Spirit Club card to earn entries on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Plus, get 3 free entries on Tuesdays. On September 30th, one lucky winner will drive away in a 2023 Dodge Ram 1500 4x4. Rev up the winnings now through September 30th, only at Casino Apache. Visit CasinoApacheTravelCenter.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
Lee County 4-H is presenting a clay shootout on September 23rd at the Hobbs Trap Club. Price is $50 per shootist. Books open at 4 p.m. and shoot starts at 5:30, with the second round just after dark. Come out and shoot under the lights with Lee County 4-H. There will be a food trailer and a flurry machine on site. Come out September 23rd and help raise money to benefit Lee County 4-H Shotgun Team. For more information, please contact Leslie Nowak at 575-390-7218. That's 575-390-7218.
Monopoly Scratchers from the New Mexico Lottery are back and feature a second chance promo for your chance to win $25,000. Go to nmlottery.com for info and entry. You must be at least 18 to play. Please play responsibly. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro.
Enter the Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion for a chance to win $1 million, and you and a guest could win an exciting trip to New York City and appear on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Get info and enter at nmlottery.com.
Incidents of illegal dumping of household, commercial, and industrial waste are on the rise across southeastern New Mexico. Illegal dumps affect public health, safety, and the environment. Folks in both Lee and Eddy counties can call now and report illegal dumping to a hotline sponsored by the Southeast New Mexico Illegal Dumping Partnership and hosted by Lee County. The hotline number is 1-844-496-5509. Again, that's 1-844-496-5509. Report illegal dumping and be a part of the solution.
Whoa, I woke up this morning.
If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Be and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Hey, old man, try this.
It is KWMW Maljamar, K256AR 99.1 Rodoso, online at W105radio.com. Be in the Breakfast Club. Before we do anything else, I left Mad Dog on hold through the entire break. I'm sorry, Mad Dog. We got you, though, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Well, I
I was close to hanging up a while ago before you got on there, but that's cool. I know y'all are busy and you got to get other things done.
I just
wanted to.
I went and
this.
started. I went and played the sounder and didn't even think about it. I was like, Mad Dog's still on the phone. I'm sorry, man.
I just wanted to throw this out for all the liberals, because I know the Republicans they don't need to hear stuff like this, but liberals need to hear this. Can you imagine? You know, the state police colonel Bevins, I think was his name. The way that guy handled himself and was peppered with questions, and I mean rapid fire questions, real questions about that escapee up there in Pennsylvania. He never wavered. He never pointed fingers. He never blamed somebody else. The guy was so professional, and it would be such a breath of fresh air if our president of the United States sounded even half as close as that guy does to being on top of his game. But we all know that's not going to happen, because he goes over to Vietnam and he has 5 pre-scripted questions that and I thought it was funny that one of the ladies that, you know, it was all women that asked the questions, and but all his answers seemed almost the same no matter what their question was. He just rambled on and on. It was so pitiful and disgusting. And if I was a Democrat, I would have to look at myself in the mirror and go, do I really want to be associated with this party, with this guy, and guys like Fetterman? And old Mitch McConnell's not much better.
No.
He needs to step aside and get out of the way and let somebody else take over. But that guy with the Pennsylvania State Police, I guarantee you, I'd like seen Biden take questions even close to something like that. That guy was awesome, and they finally got him. It took a while, but by God, they got him, and you could tell he knew they was going to get him. I did too, because you ain't going to get away from that many people looking for you. But anyway, that's all I had this morning. Y'all doing a great job. Y'all keep it up, and we'll talk to you later.
Appreciate it, Mad Dog. Mad Dog checking in this morning on the phone, 877-396-W105. Of course, if you want to be a part of the show, you can weigh in as well. And we got, we got price of oil to get to. We've got our things that happened on this day in history. And, of course, had one of the texters said, example of those who say state police are just doing their jobs, quote unquote. The guy who pushed the button in the gas chambers in Nazi Germany was just doing his job, too. Ouch.
Well, it was either, I don't want to get into the World War II stuff because it's a sore subject with a lot of people, and you can't really say it like it is without making people mad. You know, I mean, you really can't.
Who are you going to make mad? The Nazis? I don't care about making them mad.
I'm just saying, like that, for instance, you know, they were just doing their jobs. A lot of them probably were just doing their jobs, or they would have been the ones in there. You know, I mean, when you're under
no question. When you're in a communist, socialist society, you don't follow the rules. They throw you in with the rest.
Right, but
you're immediately guilty or a traitor, and then off with their head.
But if you say something like that now, like if you say something, well, a lot of these Nazi guards were just doing their jobs, a lot of people get mad. But here we go. It's going to be the same thing in the United States pretty soon. And I'm not saying about Nazi stuff, but I'm just saying, like,
wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong, right? Wrong is wrong, but can't always put it out there like that.
Yeah, 9 minutes after 7 o'clock. Tom, hey, let's check in the text line real quick.
All right, there's a truck and traffic alert. Will. Truck on fire on 285 south of Orla before the 302 turnoff. Again, a truck on fire on 285 south of Orla before the 302 turnoff. This report is being brought to you by
Luke Ragsdale and the Ragsdale Law Firm. Someone else asked if we had any information on the accident on 128, like where exactly the road was or the accident was.
Did text, so hoping to get an update on that situation.
So no updates on it just so yet. But if you guys have any driving out there, have some information, feel free to share it along on the text line 877-396-W105. Tom, you should have your screen up again.
I do, but I use my phone too.
Okay. You should be able to go back and forth, have one on one and one on the other. Well, then do that.
Oh, okay.
Read me more than one text. How many did you read just now?
2.
One.
I
read one.
Here's
you
the
read
second one. Are you ready for this one?
Yes, please.
All right. Texter says, I personally know 3 state police officers who retired during the darn panic. He said they were close to retirement, and the state wanted them to enforce their policies and take the shot. You know what they did? It just retired, says the
They
text.
called it, you can't even say damn. Really, Tom?
That's a nasty word.
Damn panic. It was.
Tom doesn't cuss?
No, well, he does. Oh, he does. At first time I heard him, I was like, "Oh, dude, potty mouth much?" Oh, no, he will. The dude will surprise you.
I thought he was taking some kind of stand, like turning over a new leaf.
He doesn't. He does it on the radio. He's like he goes overboard on the radio.
Me neither. I don't cuss. on
Yeah,
radio
yeah.
ever.
I wish I could say that because I've been busted a couple times.
Right.
Anyway, so Rocket, my uncle died in a Nazi concentration camp.
Mm.
The drunk bastard fell out of the tower and broke his neck.
Oh, jeez. Oh my God.
Oh, Rocket. 877-396-W105, 11 minutes after 7 o'clock. We got to do our Back on This Day in History. Brought to you by our buddies at Train It New Mexico. Get your CDL in 1 week, 96% pass rate on the first try, too, because they have 25 years of training and staff development. They believe the best way to get ahead is through quality training and one-on-one training. They actually have a lot of one-on-one instructor time. They teach you how to pass your CDL, inspection, skill test, and driving test. They also show you how to your test to get ready to start your commercial driving career on your driving test. Again, based in Roswell, call or schedule your CDL, hotshot, or bus training at 840-9555, 840-9555. You can find them online at trainitnm.com. Train It New Mexico, proud sponsor of Back on This Day in History. So back on this day, 209 years ago in 1814, Francis Scott Key wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. Back on this day, 176 years ago in 1847, American forces seized control of Mexico City in the Mexican-American War. 153 years later, we agreed to hold the Latin Grammy Awards as compensation. I don't know. You think that's fair? 122 years ago in 1901, President McKinley died from gunshot wounds he'd gotten 8 days earlier when someone shot him during a public appearance in New York. He was the third president to be assassinated in office. 87 years ago in 1936, the first frontal lobotomy was performed. Tommy, I didn't realize you were alive at 1936. I'm sorry.
Feel like it.
That's where you got his plate, right? Back on this day, 44 years ago in 1979, Kenny Rogers received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Wow.
Back on this day, 38 years ago in 1985, the Golden Girls debuted on NBC. And finally, back on this date, 14 years ago, sad day, Patrick Swayze died of pancreatic cancer. He was 57. And let's take a look at birthdays. Celebrating birthdays today on September 14th, 2023. Let's see, we've got Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. He is fifth. What do you mean never? Get the hell out of here.
I've never seen an episode.
Would you stop? I know you have.
No, I haven't.
You've never watched The Walking Dead.
I've never watched The Walking Dead.
Both of y'all need to get the hell out of us.
And
out.
I've never watched Breaking Bad either.
Oh,
Me neither.
No, what?
No, I really haven't. You know, and I didn't watch Breaking Bad, and here's the reason. Because they said, oh, Breaking Bad is filmed in New Mexico. And I was like, it's got to suck. And so I didn't watch it for a long time. And then it became a big hit. And then I just stood by my moral, and I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Both of y'all. Go on. Just so Tom May's watching Dance with the Stars at Hallmark, but not Walking Dead. Or I can't. So, okay, let's continue on. Kimberly Williams Paisley, of course, wife of Brad Paisley.
Right.
And she was Peggy Kenter on Nashville and Dana on According to Jim. She is 52. Faith Ford, Corky on Murphy Brown. She's 59. Mary Crosby, she was Kristen Shepard on Dallas. She's the one that shot JR.
Yeah.
She's 64 today.
Who was it?
Mary Crosby.
Who shot JR?
Kristen Shepard.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. Come on now. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen Dallas. John Barry, country singer. Your Love Amazes Me. I should have asked Tom what the song was. He couldn't have done
He
it.
was on the original Nashville Star.
He was. He's 64 today.
Yeah.
And Sam Neill. Do you know who Sam Neill is, Tom?
He used to play the guy in the dinosaur movie.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That's about as close as I can get from Tom A. So he's 76 today. And Walter Koenig. Any idea?
He invented a whiskey.
No. Chekhov from Star Trek. He's 87 today.
I've never watched Star Trek either.
What?
I really haven't. Not one episode.
We were sheltered, huh?
No, it's just I just wasn't interested.
Oh.
I mean, pointy ears, stupid looking shirts.
You've never watched any Star Trek?
Not a single episode. I mean, I know who they are because I see, it's like a cult thing. But
How are we friends? No, I'm serious.
I don't know.
How are we friends?
Well, probably that strip club we went to.
It must be. It's got to. We must be doing something else entirely.
Well, I did one.
Because I can't believe you haven't seen any of that stuff. I mean, it's like, seriously.
I was more of a MASH guy.
Okay, I can.
Sons of Anarchy.
I'm fine with both of those.
The Sopranos.
I'm fine with all
Weeds,
that.
I watched Weeds. I thought that was
I
a
never
good
watched.
show.
I never watched Weeds.
I was more on the cool shows.
Cool shows. Star Trek and Breaking Bad are not cool enough for you. Walking Dead's not cool enough for you. Get the hell out of here.
Well, I watched Lost in Space. Is that a cool show?
It was.
I've never seen Lost in Space.
I liked Lost in Space when I was a kid.
I'd never seen that. Yeah.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Right.
Of course, anybody with the name Will. Everybody always said that whenever they. Because I don't know if there weren't a lot of people named Will or what, but everybody always said that to me whenever I was a kid. Danger, Will Robinson, because it's Will Rooney, so it's close. 877-396-W105, 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. Of course, we did our question of the day earlier, being brought to you by our buddies at Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. Go by and check them out. They've got not only the parts, but they've got the advice for you on whatever you're looking for. And, of course, they advise the professionals all the time. But the question of the day, what is the weirdest text you've received recently? Kurt, dare I ask? I mean, can you keep it?
Oh, my God. No,
okay.
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I didn't think so. What about you, Tom A? What's the weirdest text?
Guess what happened to me yesterday?
Oh.
Kind of a texty thing.
It's okay. Is this going to be one of the long Tom A stories?
Kind of a texty thing. Now, you and B always brag, Tom A asked this one girl, hot girl, to go out with him, right?
Yes.
I had lunch with her yesterday.
You did not.
Where is the paparazzi when you
Dude,
need
you did not.
What? Wait, hang on. I was leaning back in the
You
chair.
did not have lunch with the same girl.
You had lunch with the same girl?
Show me pictures.
Where's the paparazzi? That's what I'm asking.
You show me pictures.
Oh,
you
man.
did not. She's not even living here anymore.
I know. She lives in Texas. But the deal was, we had a conversation, and I couldn't recognize her at first. I went to the buffet. I went to the buffet.
Oh, you went to the what? Oh, he just busted himself on the air, people.
Do you have a picture of this girl, like not from yesterday, but just in general? Can I see her?
I looked on Facebook and I couldn't find it because I think she changed her name.
Tom A, pull it up. Let me see a picture of your phone.
Okay.
I think she may have left social media, but not only. But here's the thing: she's smoking hot.
Yeah.
But on top of that, she's ultra conservative.
Yes.
So that just makes her hotter to me. I mean, she's just like this chick. I say chick. Is that derogatory?
It's totally. I'm totally offended by
our
that
friend.
word.
Yeah, she is our friend, and so, but she's very attractive.
Very attractive.
I'm sitting here saying nice things about her, and then I say chick, so it makes it sound like
I didn't recognize her, and I went over there and says, "Hey, Tom." I'm looking at her.
Oh, she remembers you now.
Where's she remembering from?
Because we talk about it. We talk about you every time I see her.
Well,
she laughs.
Well, I tell her, refresh my memory, and then she told me, "Oh, she lost 35 pounds."
Did you Netflix?
Dude, she wasn't big to begin with.
She lost 30. The big booty's gone.
Tom.
What?
Tom.
What?
Did you Netflix and chill?
I seriously think he's mistaken.
I'm
for someone
same
else.
one.
And then she let you sit with her for lunch.
Yeah. She said, "Why don't you come over?"
No.
That's how it went down.
Strike me down, Lord.
Okay.
If I'm lying.
Anybody, any of the paparazzi out there, as Tom calls them, that were taking pictures of Tom A at the buffet yesterday, please.
Where's the paparazzi when you need them, dude?
So someone says, not a text. I got a scam call yesterday. This woman was crying and screaming, and a guy came on and said he was an officer and that my sister, hold on, my sister was in a wreck. I started saying, I don't have a sister. Then she got on the phone and started saying, Dad, I need you. Oh yeah, dude. No, there's some weird stuff. I had one. This was basically directed towards radio stations.
Uh-huh.
It was they sent me a radio buy, and they knew all the right information. They even sent me a very professionally produced commercial to run.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, okay, but it was like a $10,000 buy, which immediately I was like, holy moly.
Hello.
And they wanted to pay up front for the whole thing.
And you were calling me and going like, we're going to Jaguars.
I was like, what? And so I took the order, and they said, okay, send me a link to pay. So I sent them a link to pay. They paid it. It cleared my bank. And then immediately, then the guy called me, and the only reason I knew that there was something up was because when he called, his voice, he was like very, very, very heavily Nigerian or you know, and I could
so
barely.
Wait, so what are you saying? If they have a Nigerian accent, it's
I could barely. No, not at all.
That's what you just said.
But
that's so racist.
It's well known that a lot of these scam artists are based in countries that had no non-extradition with the U.S. like Nigeria. And so when he was, you know, he was very, very thick accent. I couldn't even understand him. He was asking me, saying something to me. He's like, and he started saying his name, and I'm like,
well, can you imitate?
No, I can't. I can't even get close to it.
Come on.
Unfortunately, I'm not good at that. But anyway, he said that he said, read my email. So I read the email, and it said that the client's daughter and wife were in a horrific accident, and they needed to cancel the order, and wanted me to send them the money back. So they wanted me to pay them back. And I'm like, no. So I said, nice try. And I hung up on it. And then within a couple of minutes, the payment that was already in my bank got canceled and refunded. And so they had a whole scam planned out, but this was geared towards radio stations. Very professionally done. Until the guy called me, I had no real plan because the commercial sounded normal. And so there was nothing to indicate that there was something up. So even someone who's as technical savvy as me can follow this down the rabbit hole pretty far. So you guys be careful out there because there's some crazy crap. So I just wanted real quick, we got to do our price of oil, being brought to you by our buddies at Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. Don't forget, they get new positions available from time to time, and you can find out when they do by going to greatoilfieldjobs.com. Greatoilfieldjobs.com. They are an equal opportunity and drug-free employer. You can also text the word oilfield to 63566, and they'll get you back any info they have on any positions they've got hiring. They do have some come open from time to time. Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers, proud sponsor of Being the Breakfast Club, proud to sponsor the price of oil.
West Texas Intermediate, 89.75 this morning, 93.08 for Brent Crude, and the price of natural gas, $2.79. Well,
excellent. What's going on, Kurt?
Oh, you know what? I'm happy to be here. And I've heard Tom do that price of oil before, but watching him do it live is just a whole other thing.
You feel accomplished because you saw him?
I do. I finally made it.
There you go. 877-396-W105. I'm going to let we got to take it out the trash, and I'm going to use a story that Curtis gave me for taking out the trash here in just a little bit. But before that, let's see what is going on the text line, Tom.
All right, John from Eunice is chiming in this morning. Good morning, guys. You know, when you're doing your job and you're told to do something that you know is wrong, that doesn't make it acceptable. He goes on to say, too many folks would just use that as an excuse to ease their own conscience, says John from this morning. A traffic alert, really foggy in Carlsbad. This text just came in about 7:13 or so, and can barely see the lights at 50 feet if people have their lights on. So get your lights on, says the texter. Be careful out there. Was it pretty bad I guess it wasn't that bad when you're coming in, right?
Yeah, no, it was bad.
No, it was bad even when I came in from Hobbs. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. And this texter says, then people get like myself who've been over the U.S. since we're young legally as permanent residents that are no longer considered citizens, considered citizens of their own original countries, because we haven't done none of the required items of those countries to be considered citizens. One easy item being voting in the country. Haven't done it and can't do it now, says this particular text.
Texter also said, I bet if you take Tommy's buffet away, he'll say cuss words you've never heard before.
So regarding this story, let me finish it up.
Oh, no, here we go.
Oh, God. Can I read that one? Can I read that one?
Go for it. I think. I don't know.
Can you read from there, buddy?
Can I say that?
I don't know. Which ones are you reading?
I'm reading 7:24 a.m. right there. Second line.
No. No.
They do that to me all the time.
Well, okay, let me change it up.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Tom, there's a professional...
a lady of ill repute.
Yeah, a lady of ill repute walking down Highway 18.
Well, I'm sure... Well, here's the thing. Tom May's talking about how he picks up hitchhikers.
Right.
Which is dumb.
I've done it twice in the last
Dude,
one.
Which is dumb.
I have such a bad hitchhiker story. I'll have to tell you later.
Oh, yeah. Well, off the air? Not something we can say on the air?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I stopped after this.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So I know we've got we're going to have another caller checking in here in just a little bit. We've got your buddy Alex Raimundo coming up. We're going to talk to him.
Absolutely. You want me to tell him to call now?
Yeah, tell him to call.
All right.
We've got to talk about while we wait for him to call. I'm going to talk about taking out the trash. Of course, being brought to you by our buddies at Trash Eaters. 575-390-4549. They do residential and commercial trash pickup in the Lovington area. You can find out more trash-eaters.com. Of course, they're reminding you to give to the Lovington Animal Shelter so that they can spay and neuter the animals, so they can have even less on death row and be sending more. And forward, just any donation you send, it allows them to send some of these animals to non-kill facilities. So that's always helpful. So I want to talk about this story this morning that Curtis brought to my attention about the the tiny home village.
Oh my God!
Near capacity. But it's near capacity now, following all the setbacks it had. So what this is, if you haven't seen this story in the news, it's they built a bunch of little tiny homes, a tiny home village in Albuquerque, in Bernalillo County for drug addicts, for homeless.
Multi-million-dollar.
Well, it was supposed to be for homeless, and apparently this thing cost $multi-million. I'm looking at these. These are nice little homes. I mean, they're nice, and it's a little village of them. It looks like like a Smurf village. I'm kidding. It's not quite that small, but they're nice little homes and nice little area. And they couldn't get anybody to get in these homes. The homeless. It wasn't that they didn't want them, but that they had restrictions on drug use.
Stringent restrictions.
Stringent restrictions on drug use, and they were charging a whole $30 a month.
Wow.
And apparently, all of a sudden they're at almost near capacity. Why? Because they took away the drug restriction, and they also made it free.
Yeah, that was so funny. I watched the manager, and she's like, yeah, we had to take off some of the restrictions. And then we waived the $30 a month, and we pay the utilities.
Yeah, just real quick, by the way, we made it completely free, and they can use whatever drugs they want, and now they can live here. So
I think the line's ringing.
Oh, yep, it sure is, and this is the man himself. I believe this is Alex Raimundo on the phone with us for being the Breakfast Club. What is going on, man?
Hey, man. Good morning. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. So, of course, Alex, let's talk a little bit. Now, you guys, you're a big part of what we've got coming here next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Hogfest is going to be in Carlsbad and at the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena. And this is going to be a big show, and we're going to let Kurt talk about it. But you are kind of headed up as one of the sponsors as Number One Tequila, right?
Yeah, you know what? Curtis just told me, and I know Carlsbad and New Mexico pretty well, especially over the last few years. And so I have a lot of good friends, and I've had a lot of great times. New Mexico's always been good to me. And I'd heard of Hogfest, and everyone knows what Hogfest is. But when Curtis came to me and presented what the party was going to be, me and Number One Tequila just had to be a part of it. And we're excited. And I'll tell you this, I don't know if you guys are looking forward, but the weather is going to be amazing.
So, it's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it. And, of course, the big Rights of Amusement Carnival and all of the other stuff going on. There's some other things we can't really talk about on the radio that's co-injunction. It's become a big, even bigger festival. And there's some other things that are about it, but what we can talk about, I wanted to talk too about, for those who aren't familiar with Number One Tequila. Of course, a lot of folks are familiar with a gentleman named Ron White, and comedian Ron White. And you guys, being a comedian yourself, you guys have a connection and a history, and now you guys, this is y'all's company, right?
Oh, yeah, this is ours. This is for those of you that don't know, forgive me. For those of you that don't know, Number One Tequila, let's just say this, is a small batch, award-winning, badass tequila. It's not what you puked on in high school, everybody. This is what tequila's supposed to be, and I didn't invent it. I can't take the credit for that. The family that makes this tequila has been doing it for almost a century.
Wow.
And back in 2011, when the world was still turning on the regular axis, Ron and I had been, Ron and I, for those who don't know, have been friends for 30 plus years. We started in the same comedy club. The first 4 years of our careers, before he did the Blue Collar and before I did the Latin Kings of Comedy, he and I traveled the nation back and forth in a crappy little my Toyota truck and his Nissan truck making $100 a week. And we used to call that the Joy to the World tour. Now, after the Latin Kings and the Blue Collar tour, once we both quit working with those groups of guys, Ron called me and said, why don't we get back together and have the fun we used to have, but now in front of 2,000 and 3,000 people at a time, which is what we did up until the pandemic. But in 2011, I've always consumed tequila. In 2011, I talked Ron into going down to Mexico just to drink for fun, like you go to wine country. And we stumbled across, we were not there to own a company, but we stumbled across this little distillery next door to some big ones that are like, 2 and 3 city blocks. And this one was just a little bitty place. But again, been there for a century. And when I drank it, I looked at Ron and I said, that is the best tequila I've ever had in my life, hands down. And Ron looked at me, very famous for drinking scotch, and he said, not only the best tequila, he said, that's the best drink of liquor I've ever had.
Wow.
And we just wanted to drink it. That's all we wanted to do was just start drinking this. And in Mexico, it's called Regalo de Dios. And since we're in New Mexico, I'm assuming most people listening kind of know what that means, but it means gift from God. That's what they call it in Mexico. And I asked him, I said, where do you sell this in the U.S.? And what's it called in America? Because I've never seen this in America. And he goes, we do not have a U.S. presence. And I could literally hear my dad,
right,
from the grave saying, no seas pendejo, which means don't be a dumbass. And so we acquired the rights. And by 2013, we had our first bottles in the country, and they were in Texas and Kentucky because those are my two homes. And we're now in 40 states. I think we stepped into New Mexico in 2018, I think 2019, right before the pandemic, and which is why I spent so much time after the pandemic trying to get to New Mexico and let the people know about this beautiful tequila. But Ron and I own and operate it. We're not the faces of it. No one came to us and said, hey, do this. No one pays us to do it. It's our passion project, and Ron and I own it. We work it every day, and we have fun, and I love New Mexico, and I love Carlsbad, and I want to be a part of this party. When you come to this carnival, to Hogfest, everybody, you're going to see, there's a great carnival for the kids and for you and your date and whatever you want to do. But as Curtis has, I'm sure, told you, it's all centered around music, and the bands are going to be amazing. And when you're there, we're going to offer several cocktails from Number Juan Tequila and also on the rocks. And it's the only spirit you can drink when you're there. And I'm going to turn everyone into a tequila drinker because tequila is a stimulant. It's a better buzz. It's a better approach to the buzz. It's just better for your body. And I'm going to educate you on tequila, and you're going to leave going, that was awesome.
Well,
that was awesome.
And you're going to be there at Hogfest, right?
Oh, I'm going to be there. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be there all 3 days. I'm pulling up in my tour bus as long as everything's okay. I'm in Dallas now, and I'm trying to, it hadn't run for 4 months because I've been off tour, but it should be there, and I'll be there. Either way, I'm there. You'll either see the tour bus will be there. The tour bus will be there, but we'll be having fun, and I'm just like the Pied Piper. I'm gonna lead you to a lot of fun and be partaking in the music. I'm part of the party.
Sounds
and
like
who knows? Maybe they'll give me the mic a couple times, and I'll have some fun with people.
Oh, I tell you what,
see.
if you've never hung out with Alex Raimundo, if you've never done that, it's just even when we were in my studio and here's the bottle of Number Juan Tequila, and I looked at him and I said, I'm not really a tequila drinker. I told him. And he said, you are now. You got to try this. And I did. And I got to tell you, Will, it's phenomenal.
So now I'm going to have
It's eye-opening.
It is. It's
It's eye-opening.
I get my one drink then. That's of Number Juan Tequila. That's gonna be my one, because ever since I have to have a fluid restriction, so I can only have so much. But I'll have to. I'm definitely gonna make sure that's my limit that day. So someone says, what's the name of the tequila? So Texter was asking what the name of the tequila. Yeah, Number Juan. So
Number Juan.
And you can get that if you're in Carlsbad. You can get that at like La Tienda. Tell us. Alex, there's a bunch of places.
Yeah, you can go to La
down
Tienda. You can go to Cal's Western Shade. They sell it by the bottle there. You can buy it by the drink at Cal's. You can go to Lucy's and have a cocktail. You can go to, is it Octavio?
Oh, the Ocotillo.
Ocotillo, they serve it. A lot of bars. We're working on trying to get the Albertsons to pick it up right now. The Walgreens liquor store should have it. It's.
What about Hobbs? Is there anywhere in Hobbs? We're getting texts about Hobbs.
Yes, there's a liquor store in Hobbs, and I don't know the name of it. Dadgummit, Hobbs. I'm sorry.
Well, you Hobbs folks, until we find out the name of it, we'll find it.
We'll find out. We'll let you know.
You can get it. You'll get it at
Yeah,
Hogfest.
Hobbs ain't that big. But here's what you can do is just go to your liquor store, wherever it is, because it's available in New Mexico, and just say, hey, I'm looking for number one tequila, and they'll order it from the distributor, who is Republic, and just say, I'm looking for this because I've heard about it, and it's great. And I'm telling you, everybody, it's going to change the way you feel about tequila and about fun. As Ron and I always say, we are not selling anything. We are just here to share the good mood that we're in. And again, Ron was became famous,
for Scotch.
But for drinking Scotch.
Yep.
And in 2011, when he drank this, he hadn't touched and he's still got a huge Scotch collection at his house, and he just won't drink it now.
It's that good, Will. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
If it converted Ron White, it's got to be good. So 7:37, it is Be in the Breakfast Club. We've got Alex Raimundo on the phone with us as we are talking Hogfest, which is going to be at the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena next weekend. It's starting on Thursday, right, Kurt?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to kick it off on Thursday. Actually, Monday I start setting up the carnival and all that stuff. It's the biggest carnival to ever come to Eddy County, Carlsbad.
I know a lot of people for the fair and stuff over in Eddy County were upset that there wasn't a carnival. Well, this is where the carnival is.
Oh God, yeah. And this isn't just the carnival where you go and there's a super loop and a Ferris wheel. I mean, this thing has the newer, really cool rides. It has all your favorites. It's a really big midway. It's just a really awesome carnival, and it does all start on Thursday. And here's a really cool thing, man. And I hadn't announced this till like day before yesterday, I think. We have Last Child going to play on Thursday night, and that's everybody knows Last Child in Southeast New Mexico. They're a great local band, and they just shred.
But you guys just got a brand new headliner, right?
We saved this until we got about a week out, and now we are. And so we've announced that the Kiss Army is going to be playing Thursday night. And Alex, I don't think you know that. Yeah, and these guys.
I didn't know that.
These guys are the #1 Kiss tribute band in the world, and next year they're going to be doing a residency in Las Vegas, and they are phenomenal. And it's like going to see Kiss. We roll into Friday night.
These guys kick it off.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a big Thursday night. Friday night we're doing the ZZ Top and AC/DC tributes, and folks, when I tell you we're doing tribute bands, these are the best tributes in the nation. Like, we didn't just bring some scrubs in. These guys are fantastic. It's like watching the real thing. And then Saturday, we've got the Kid Rock tribute, and we've got the Def Leppard tribute, and these shows are real big shows. It's like going to the major concerts. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's all at Hogfest. Plus, we're gonna throw Alex Raimundo on stage. We're gonna be slinging tequila. We're gonna be doing all this. And
I got tequila, everybody. I got tequila. If those bands, I mean, hey, come for the midway. Come for the music and drink some tequila. And I'm turning up that, as Spinal Tap said, the tequila is going to turn the volume up to 11. And
absolutely,
it's going to be fun.
I'm bringing a mechanical bull in for you.
Oh, for me?
And I think we're going to have it somewhere around the tequila tent. So that ought to be fun.
So I get to have my drink of tequila and then ride the mechanical bull. That's a recipe for disaster. I'm just saying.
I think it's going to be a good time.
Yippee-yay! Yeah. So okay, Patrick from Artesia being.
By the way, everybody, the mechanical bull is way better than Tijuana. They have a mechanical donkey.
Yeah,
you don't want that.
Not the same thing. Not the same thing. Patrick from Artesia being a little negative this morning. He says, but it makes no sense to have a bike rally with a carnival for kids when bike rallies are for the bikers to get together and hang out the old way.
All right,
the old way.
Well, here's what's going on with Hogfest. Right. So I started working with Hogfest 16 years ago. Right. And in 2019, I had shelved it for a couple of years. I brought it back in 2019, and we started gearing away from the bike rally stuff. And, you know, I welcome the bikers to come if they'd like to and all of this and that. I by no means do I mean any disrespect. I've been a biker my whole life, and I own motorcycles and all of that. But I decided with Hogfest that I wanted to shift it into a different direction and not just have that vibe. So we've changed Hogfest into more of a family-friendly event. Still has the stuff with the, you know, the adult side of it.
Well, yeah, because you've got your adult beverages, you've got your great rock tribute band. So I mean,
we're doing a cannabis expo there.
That's as much as you can say.
And yeah, so there's, you know, there's a lot of things going on at Hogfest, and of course there will be bikes there, but we're not doing the poker runs.
Hey,
we're not doing all that
also,
stuff.
don't forget, bikers have kids. And
Absolutely.
And if this guy in Artesia, Will, whoever's hating on it because of that, maybe if he got laid and had a kid, he'd understand. You know, you know.
So someone asked if Hogfest was in Hobbs or Lovington, and no, it's in Carlsbad. Carlsbad.
You guys know I'm known to party. I mean that's, you know, my comedy career has been great, but I'm an instigator of fun, and my kids, you know, have been along for the ride all along, and they're 20 and 25 now, but you know, it's for everybody. Quit hating, Will.
No hate.
We've got somebody else that said, you know, why don't you step it up and bring some actual bands instead of cover bands, in quotes. You know, and I got to tell you this. If anybody really knows me down there and knows the shows I've done.
Well, hold on. How much did this show cost to get in, Kurt?
Oh, it's free. It's absolutely
I'm
free.
sorry. Did you say it was free?
Yeah.
Absolutely free.
It's free.
Yeah, no, so the show's free.
So you can watch all these concerts for how much money? Oh, free.
Yeah, it's free. No, but no, you know, so in the past we did bring national acts and stuff into Hogfest, but I felt like as I start watching these shows go down, and these guys put a lot of work into these shows, and it's really fun.
They're great.
It's really fun to sit down and listen to Kid Rock or ZZ Top or AC/DC or Def Leppard or whoever it is. You know all the songs, they play all the hits.
Some of these guys are passed away now.
Oh yeah.
Like real life.
And I have people complain. You know, they're like, oh, you should do this and you should do this, and I tell them, you know, hey, when you've got $100,000 or so to drop and want to do your own, you can run it any way you want, you know, and you're probably going to charge an admission, and we don't. You know, it's free to come to. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, hey, mad respect to the real Def Leppard and the real ZZ Top and Kid Rock and AC/DC and Kiss. I've paid money to see every one of those bands, and guess what? If they come around, I'll pay money to see them again. But I've seen some of these tribute bands across the country, and they ain't playing. They ain't messing around. These guys blow it up, and each one of them will tell you, hey, we don't think we're the real people. We are up here just sharing the great music, the catalog of music that they've bestowed upon us, and bringing the party in a way that you can see it. And usually when you see some of these bands, you probably pay $20 to $30 to see these tribute bands if you go see them.
Oh yeah.
But Curtis is bringing them in, and through companies like mine and all the other sponsors that are taking care of, Curtis will tell you about the sponsors, but the show's free. The show's free.
And you know, and I got to clear. We just got a text about, instead of insulting the biker community. You know, like I said, I am a biker. I've been a biker my whole life, and I'm not in no way trying to insult the biker community. But what's happened in New Mexico?
Not at all.
What's happened? You know, there was the incident up in Red River. There was stuff going on, and if you noticed, all of the bike rallies canceled after that. You know, I mean, which
I think is ridiculous.
I think it is too. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And you know, we're all very family oriented, bikers, all of us, and we welcome everybody to come. But you know, I took a lot of heat because we said that we weren't going to allow colors to come in. You know, and that's the vests with whatever logo on the back of it from the clubs. And, you know, we had to take that stance because there was a lot of pressure on these rallies to cancel, and we got it too, but you know, we're not. And
well, here's the thing. You got to understand, all these things don't happen without the municipalities supporting them. The city of Carlsbad, Eddy County, without those things, and if they say, hey, we don't want this anymore, guess what?
And they didn't. You know,
no,
Eddy
I'm
County,
not saying they did.
The city of Carlsbad and Eddy County has been
but
fantastic.
If they get pressured, then and they get, you know, from other people or from the community, and then they put pressure on other stuff. I'm just saying, luckily that's not the case.
And here's the thing: instead of hating on the events, you know, like I know that Ruidoso canceled theirs, and you know I know Red River's not going to do theirs anymore, and all this stuff is going on, and it's a shame. But people get mad at the event promoters or the event itself for canceling, when in fact, you know, there's some blame going on in why that's happening.
Well, I was in Ruidoso too. Guess how many bikers didn't show up? 0. It was still biker weekend.
Absolutely.
There was no difference. There was just no trade show.
Here's the good news, everybody. The party's happening.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
free. It's called Hogfest. The bands are, and everybody's welcome. And there's just a few rules, you know, just like the rides for the kids. You got to be this tall to ride this ride. And I think one of the rules is no colors, and you're still welcome to come, everybody, you know, no matter who you are, come enjoy, have a tequila, sit back, watch the bands, enjoy the midway, have a great time. It's an all skate party, you know, so
100%.
Watch Will get thrown on his butt in the mechanical bull. No, that's it. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's 7:47. We got to do our national anthem and Pledge of Allegiance. Hey, Alex, thank you for hanging out with us. Hey, some people were asking if they want to get number one tequila online. Is there a good place that they can go and order it online?
Absolutely. You can go to numberjuantequila.com, and the word number, the name Juan, Juan, numberjuantequila.com, and just scroll down and it says buy now. You can choose from 3 places that'll ship it to your front door. I'm going to recommend to everybody right now, pick the one that says Old Town Liquor. There's a button on there. Pick that one. They have the best price, and they're closest to New Mexico, so you'll get it and enjoy it. And come party with me. I'm like Curtis. I'll be there as early as Monday or Tuesday in town. So if you see my bus, come hang out and have a drink with me.
Hey,
before the thing.
Alex, I bought a bus. I'm going to park it next to yours.
Did you really?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, I can't wait. Party on your bus.
It's going to be a party, everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
All right, well, good deal,
It's going to be a party.
Thank you for joining us this morning and hanging out with us for a little bit. Looking forward to seeing you over at Hogfest, man.
I can't wait to get back to New Mexico. It's one of my favorite states in the country, and the people are wonderful. And we're throwing a big party. I don't know if you heard, everybody. We're throwing a big party. I'm going to be there for every bit of it, and I can't wait to party with you.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. Alex Raimundo joining us on Being the Breakfast Club, and again, he will be over at Hogfest starting next Thursday. A week from today is when Hogfest gets kicked off at the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena in Carlsbad. So make plans to attend. It's going to be going all the way through the weekend, and lots of great shows. We talked about all the tribute shows. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit. Checking in with the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance being brought to you by our friend Rebecca Long. When it comes to protecting your home, auto, boat, RTV, RV, commercial, or life insurance, Rebecca Long can take care of all of it for you. She started her business at age 19, is still helping people 40 years later. She's, of course, you can stop by and visit her in person at 226 West Vega and Hobbs, but she services all of Southeast New Mexico. You can call her at 575-393-2661. 393-2661. Rebecca Long, your Farmers Insurance agent. She knows a thing or two because she's seen a thing or two. Give her a call, 575-393-2661. Proud sponsor of the National Anthem and Pledge of Allegiance right here on Being the Breakfast Club.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carrie Underwood.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
God bless America. God bless you. National Anthem and Pledge of Allegiance brought to you by Rebecca Long, your farmer's insurance agent. Tom A. You jumped the gun on me there a little bit, buddy. Let's time now for the Lord's Prayer being brought to you by Judah Oil.
Our reading this morning from Jude 1. Keep yourself in God's love as you wait for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ to bring you to eternal life.
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Lord's Prayer being brought to you by Judah Oil. 7:53, 7 minutes before 8 o'clock on this Thursday, September 14th. And, of course, we got local news coming up here in just a little bit. Going to check in with Fox News. Going to get some more people qualified for the cash, which we are giving away tomorrow during the afternoon show with Russ. $105 up for grabs. So make sure and be listening for our sounder being brought to you this week by our buddies at the Geo Group. Let's take a quick look at weather being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, a trusted name in Southeast New Mexico for exceptional construction and siding services. While they offer residential services, they specialize in construction of commercial and industrial type metal buildings. From start to finish, Seminole Siding offers a comprehensive solution for all of your construction needs. So definitely give them a call. They did a fantastic job re-siding my home. I mean, did everything, did the soffit and fascia, everything just flawlessly. I couldn't be happier with the the whole turnout on what Seminole Siding did for me at my house, and they will do the same kind of work for you. 575-391-1430, 575-391-1430. Don't forget they've got a brand new location on the Eunice Highway. Seminole Siding and Construction in Hobbs. Find them online, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. And proud look at weather brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction.
Kind of roller coaster of rain coming our way for the next few days. 30% chance of rain this afternoon. Look for a high of 83. Now tonight, a 50% chance of rain. Look for an overnight low of about 62. Now look at this. 40% chance of rain returns on Friday. Look for a high of 80 and a 60% chance of rain on Saturday. Only look for a high of about 60. So it's going to get colder as we head into the weekend. Well,
don't forget, anytime you want full forecast, get it online, W105radio.com. Going to take a look at news. Fox News being brought to you this time around by our buddy Luke Ragsdale, the Ragsdale Law Firm. If you're he's the leading accident lawyer in New Mexico. If you've been involved in an oil field accident or an automobile accident, Luke can was standing by to help you out and get you the money you deserve. Luke Ragsdale and the Ragsdale Law Firm, 600 North Pennsylvania in Roswell. Some huge verdicts and settlements under his belt. He'll go to work and get you the same kind of money. So make sure and give them a call today, 575-208-5300, 575-208-5300. Give Luke or Taryn a call today at the Ragsdale Law Firm. Online, ragsdalelawfirm.com. Proud sponsor of news right here on Be on the Breakfast Club.
The Geo Group in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden says he's not focused on House Republicans' efforts to impeach him.
Biden told Democratic donors outside the nation's capital, quote, I don't know quite why, but they just knew they wanted to impeach me. And now, the best I can tell, they want to impeach me because they want to shut down the government.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson.
We see a culture of corruption. We are going to get the answers to these questions.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tells Fox's Sean Hannity the impeachment inquiry now underway is justified. Hurricane Lee could be the first to make landfall in Maine as a hurricane since 1969.
Lee is tracking northward, bringing impacts along the East Coast, including possible tropical storm conditions for parts of coastal New England and a storm surge threat for southeastern Massachusetts. The Northeast needs to monitor Lee's progress over the weekend.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. America's listening to Fox News.
Number One Tequila presents Hogfest 2023 at the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena, September 21st through the 24th, featuring Wright's Amusements. They're bringing the biggest carnival Eddy County has ever seen. The party kicks off Thursday, September 21st with the carnival, music vendors, food trucks, and more. Latin Kings of Comedy star Alex Raimundo will be on hand slinging Number One Tequila and meeting fans. On Friday, Chaos Bender returns with a new album. ZZ Top Tribute, ZZKC takes the stage. Friday the 22nd wraps up with the world-famous ATDC Tribute Band, The Jack. Saturday the 23rd gets even hotter as the Kid Rock Tribute, Kid Cocky takes the stage. And Saturday night, ranked one of the best tribute bands in the nation, Def Legend. Hogfest 2023, September 21st through the 24th, the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena. This ad paid for by the City of Carlsbad.
Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad, is having their Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, Wednesday, September 20th from 11:30 to 1. Come let Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation say thank you to their current and future customers with fajitas for lunch on them and lots of giveaways at their Carlsbad office. Wednesday, September 20th, 11:30 to 1. Don't miss the Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad.
Ladies, is your eyesight causing frustration every morning while applying makeup? Are you holding a cheap, distorted mirror up to the window trying your best to see? At Last, there's a better way. At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. Men, this is for you too. Sharpen up your mustache, goatee, or beard because ladies love a well-groomed man. Local inventor Rebecca Long spent 5 years researching and designing the At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. It has rechargeable LED lighting, 1, 5, and 10 times magnification mirrors, all in one for home and travel use. It comes with a USB charging cord, travel case, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 1-year limited warranty. This is a must-see, so drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs today for a free demonstration. Order online at AtLastMakeupMirror.com or call 575-631-3189 today.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies. Servicing residential and commercial as well as industrial units for the patch, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in southeast New Mexico? Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay. In addition, you get para-retirement, and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
The fridge leaks, the dryer squeaks. You need to stop by Rig Outfitters and Home Store in Hobbs and check out their huge selection of appliances and electronics. LG, Samsung, Frigidaire, GE, Speed Queen, and more. Rig Outfitters also carries TVs, stereos, Bluetooth speakers, sound systems, and entertainment centers. Zero down and easy financing with approved credit. Rig Outfitters and Home Store, 1401 North Turner, inside the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs.
When you need a water well drilled or serviced, you want the experience and dedication of the best. That's Desert Sand Water Well, offering new well drilling, service, maintenance on residential and irrigation wells, sand separator installations, and well treatment. They're licensed and bonded in New Mexico. And Desert Sand Water Well offers 24/7 service with flat hourly rates, even after hours, covering all of southeast New Mexico. Desert Sand Water Well also offers free consultations and same-day service when possible. Call Desert Sand Water Well at 575-396-3790 or visit them online at desertsandsnm.com.
And the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Get up! Get your fat ass up! Now get up! Like a beached whale.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Tom Hanks still answering phones, of course, qualifying people for cash. Congratulations to Johnny Rivas. He won our George Strait tickets that we gave away last week. So he got himself tickets to go see George in November. And we've got cash to be given away this week. $105 will be given away tomorrow during Rush's show. Make sure you keep listening for the sounder. Get qualified anytime you hear it at 877-396-W105 for a chance to win $105. We'll do it each and every Friday through the contest period. 877-396-W105 is the text line if you want to be a part of the show. I think Tom Hayes, of course, yeah, he made it back in. So if you're calling to qualify still, he's done this time around. Are you?
That's a long way to walk.
Why do you walk that far? You realize we have phones in every office.
Yeah.
It's because, I'll tell you why. It's because he number one, because he's got little snacks back there. So he snacks something on something when he goes back there.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, he's a creature of habit. He likes going where he knows where everything is.
Right. You're exactly right.
You have it's a chaos back there. It's a mess. And there was a big, overripe cantaloupe sitting on your desk.
Yeah, B.
Well, yeah, he's blaming B for it.
He left it on. I don't know why he left it that cantaloupe. I'm going.
Well, how do you know he left it?
Because I wasn't there when I left.
What?
The first time.
So how do you know B left it? Maybe Mandy left it.
Because he told me to eat good.
Oh, so you think it was
cantaloupe's good for a diabetic, by the way?
Not necessarily. I mean, you can have a little bit. I mean, it's got sugar in it. It's more natural sugar, so it's better than drinking your Dr. Pepper. That's for damn sure.
No longer Dr. Peppers.
What? Okay. I'll believe it when I see it, Mr. No longer buffets, but you just got caught at the buffet yesterday.
Oh, the text that we were talking about. So last night, I texted her because, I got her phone number.
Why?
So I said, hey, thanks for about lunch. I really enjoyed it. So I text her, right? And somebody says, well, who is this? I texted her again. It's just, I don't know you.
Oh, she gave him one of those wrong number things.
I bet she did.
I don't know you.
Tommy.
Hey, man.
So this just takes a whole nother turn now. Here we thinking he's having lunch with this woman,
right?
Because she invited him over. But the whole thing just sounded a little fishy to me anyway. I'm sorry. I believe it about as much as I believe a Morky and Porky story. Speaking of which, Francisco.
Yeah, he texted.
Yeah, go ahead. Read that.
Well, I got him on the phone. He qualified. He said, Tom, I just sent you one. So go ahead and read it. I haven't sent it yet.
He said, good morning, gentlemen. Hey, Tommy, I think it's time for you to do one of your famous Morky and Porky stories. Will you need it back? No.
It's a funny
I am
story.
going to let him do the boob of the day today, though, but it's real. I actually handed it to him. I know what the story is, so he can't flub it.
This would be a good gig for Curtis.
What's that?
On his show.
What's that?
Morky and Porky.
No. Making up fake stories about transgender dogs. I don't think so.
Oh my God, is that what that is?
Well, okay.
What was?
The dogs changed their gender and ability to have puppies or kittens or whatever all the time. Trust me when I say that, it's because sometimes it's a dog, sometimes it's a cat. It makes no sense. The stories make no sense. Joseph, I can't read that. 877-396-W105. We're going to do our tweet of the day, being brought to you by our good buddies at Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Don't forget, they've got races going on this Friday, September 15th. Gates open at 6 p.m., races at 7 p.m., midnight, 7 p.m. to midnight. Spectators just $15, tech cards $30, cash and card accepted. They've got a prep track, quarter mile, and kids under 12 are free. That's all going on at Hobbs Airfield Speedway, 5333 North A Street in Hobbs. Proud sponsor of the tweet of the day, and I think I got Kurt to find me a tweet of the day.
I did. I found one. So I got to set it up. You've seen Biden with the blank John Fetterman's stare, right?
Like just not even sure where he's at.
Yeah, just not even sure where he's at. And it's got this lady bent over, and she's talking in his ear, and
so she's whispering in his ear this time.
Whispering in Biden's ear. Yeah, I know that's something.
That's odd, right?
That's special. Yeah.
Yeah.
Says Joe Biden receives important security briefing. She tells him, "We're in the Capitol building, and you're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Exit the other side of the building, like we have on the map."
Oh.
Yeah, he was elected to Senate in 1972. Now he needs a map to find his way to the exit. That was from the Wall Street Apes.
Ouch. That's that's funny. That's our tweet of the day, being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Check them out. Got races coming up this Friday night at Hobbs Airfield Speedway. 7 minutes after 8 o'clock. Going to check in the text line. What's going on, Tommy?
Boy, I tell you, Tommy in Carlsbad is saying this morning, that was so refreshing to hear Tommy isms the whole time Curtis and Alex were talking. Thank you very much, says the texter. Hey, I was in the know. I wanted to know what's going on. And Tommy in Carlsbad says, brain cells will die every time you hear Morky and Porky.
Oh, I agree.
Says the texter. Well, really, the best of one day, right? You think so?
There's no best of. I've never heard a good one.
And no buffet, and you keep your job, Tom, says the texter. Okay. Anyway, and they saw that #1 tequila at the Walgreens in the Dose in Rio Doce.
Cool.
And so it wasn't moving, so they started discounting it pretty big. I mean, maybe some of that kind of tequila festival in Rio Doce to promote, you think? Ask the texter.
I don't know. So we got one going on in Carlsbad. So you guys can check it out and try it for yourself right there. And looking forward to seeing Alex and the guys over there. But, if someone like Ron White will step away from his scotch to try this, to drink this tequila, it's got to be pretty big.
When I was talking with Alex and Ron about coming into Hogfest, right? And it's amazing. And then I tried it. Like I said, I don't drink tequila. I really don't. I was always a Jack Daniels guy, right?
Yep.
And he kind of looked at me funny, and he handed me the glass. He's like, "No, you're going to drink it." And I did. And I'm totally no BS, man. It was very, very good. Like, it was really good.
I'm anxious to try it. I mean, I do like tequila. I am a tequila drinker. I don't drink a lot anymore. I can't drink hardly anything, but I do enjoy, a tequila from time to time. I enjoy, margaritas and things like that.
And then your clothes come off. I've been with you when you drink tequila.
Why do you think I say I can't drink it anymore?
Oh my gosh. Go on a straight tequila night with Will one time.
Since my different surgeries and everything, and because of my kidney function, I have a very, very low tolerance for alcohol anymore. Like, I'm a one drink drunk. I'm a cheap drunk. Yeah, and especially like regular alcohol. Yeah, I'm one drink and I'm done.
So Will is going to be at Hogfest probably one of the nights.
Yeah.
So ladies, here's your chance.
Oh no. One
drink.
That's not.
Let him up.
You can take Will home.
Well, the good news is I'm a cheap drunk. The bad news is it wears off quick. So like I'll be snockered for like a good hour, And then after that, I'm just fine. It's weird.
But Will, it only takes, what, 5 minutes? You're good, man. I mean, come on.
We're talking about that's a totally different subject, Curtis. 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, hey, want to give a shout out to our buddies at WWRV. If you're wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in and around Carlsbad, WWRV has 3 RV parks with one goal, to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available, all utilities included in the price. And, of course, they've got premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and moving streaming. WWRV is pet-friendly and well-lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact information by going to their website, wwrvx3.com. Just all together, wwrvx3.com. Or call them, 988-0392, 988-0392 for WWRV, proud sponsor of Be in the Breakfast Club. And please, do tell them you heard it on Be in the Breakfast Club. What did Joe say? When you taste the tequila, you're going to have to have one of the nudists with you. So, well, I'm sure the nudists would be thrilled about that. And they always ask if we're naked.
And afterwards, we can take you down Highway 18 and pick up the.
No, I'm good. That's you. That's your gig. Going down lower Del Paso with Tom A is picking up some of the hitchhikers. 877-396-W105, 11 minutes after 8 o'clock. What else is going on in the text line?
All right, Cactus from Carlsbad. Okay, well, y'all talk about Morky and Porky all the time, but I've never even heard it.
Just be grateful, Cactus. Be grateful. Because the first time you do hear it, you'll wish you never had.
Well, they're classics, put it that way.
They're, classic, mind-numbingly, you like I said, Tommy was right.
Is it a real thing, or is it?
It is a real thing.
No, it's not real. It's not real. It's Tom. It's Tom pulling. Okay, so this was something I'd had him do the boob of the day, like whenever B was gone,
right?
And or a good news story, and Tom would not take the time to find the story like I did and handed him one. He would just pull one out of his butt, and he would just—I'm not even kidding. He would just make it up on the fly. And it got worse and worse and worse as it went. Like I said, at some point, Morky was a transgender. It was just awful, and I was just like, okay, we can't do this anymore.
Well, they were transgender before transgender was cool.
Just can't do this. Someone says, Curtis, we've got to hear your hitchhiker story.
Yeah, buddy.
I can't say it on the radio.
Oh, I was afraid of that. I was afraid of that.
No, but. I picked up a guy one time that pulled a pistol on me.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, but probably not a good idea to pick up hitchhikers nowadays. So although ever since Tom was talking about picking up hitchhikers, I've seen more hitchhikers with their hand thumbs up lately. I don't know if I just never noticed them before, and then all of a sudden they're just coming out of the woodworks. But I'm like, oh yeah, there's another one. Oh wow, and they're big on. Trying to thumb me down when I'm in one of the station vans. I'm like, oh, hell no.
Well, I picked my one just at random. The guy in Midland needed a ride to his to his apartment. He was walking. It was 105 degrees out there. How could I not help the guy?
Look, I appreciate where your heart is, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's too many wackos out there. Sorry, buddy. So, hey, want to give a shout out to our buddies at Zia Guns, 1907 North Main Street in Roswell. Over 1,000 firearms in stock. They've got handguns, rifles, shotguns. They'll take the time to find you the right gun, too. You can trade in and trade up at Zia Guns. Of course, they offer you cash for guns, too, if you need to just sell your guns. Ladies, they encourage you to visit with them. Stop in today and visit their expert staff. Miss Amanda is great. She will help you find the firearm that you're looking for. Or if you want something non-lethal, they do non-lethal protection at Zia Guns as well. Zia Guns, where customer satisfaction is number one, 1907 North Main Street in Roswell. They are closed on Saturday, but open on Sunday. Zia Guns in Roswell. So 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. Real quick, back to the text line. We got to do the boob of the day coming up, Tommy.
All right. So this texter says, if people just want to bitch about it and complain, then don't go. Says the texter.
Oh well, Curtis and I were talking off the air. It doesn't matter, and this is one of the. Obviously, you've been doing events in the Carlsbad area for a long time.
Yeah, over a decade.
Yeah. So and no matter what. Even when you have, like you said, people were talking about, bring some headliners in, bring some actual bands in. When you've done that, how much support have you gotten?
Oh man, and you can talk anywhere from Shenandoah to Gabriel Iglesias to Buck Cherry, any genre, Casting Crown, whoever it may have been. You get the same stuff. Oh, I didn't know it was this weekend. Oh, you didn't advertise it enough. Oh, you don't know what you're doing. There's that group of folks.
There's always going to be criticism.
That, I used to joke and say I could, instead of charging somebody to come and see a concert, I could say, hey man, come over to the concert and I'll give you $20, and they would complain that it wasn't 50.
It's like, wait a minute, you're going to give me 20? I want 50. Yeah.
No, for the most part, that's kind of the exception to the rule. I mean, everybody's great, man. We have a lot of support for Hogfest.
Well, and then you have the people that just come no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the people who are just like, oh wait, live music, I'm there.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we try and we do. We put on a fantastic show. We do a great production. The carnival is fantastic. And like I said, there's always going to be somebody that has something bad to say. And I caught a lot of flack over Budweiser. I caught a lot of flack over the no color thing. And like I said, until you're in that position of promoting or putting an event on from the toilet paper to the stage, you don't really know what's the ins and outs of it. And so it's a big production. It's a big undertaking. And I appreciate Carlsbad and all of southeastern New Mexico for coming and supporting the event. It's great. Eddy County Sheriff's Posse, Carlsbad. It's a shameless plug.
Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely come out and make sure and don't forget, it's a week from today is when it kicks off. That Thursday is the first night of the carnival, and it's going on through the weekend. And you guys are gonna be doing the carnivals late each evening, right?
Oh yeah. We're gonna open. The carnival's gonna start on Thursday about 5 p.m. Friday about 4 p.m. Saturday it's gonna kick off at noon, and we roll until we're just tired of partying.
Until it's done. Good deal. And don't forget, the Kiss Army going to be the opening band on Thursday, along with local band Last Child. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Kiss Army headlining Last Child opening for them. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a really fun night, man. If you haven't ever seen these guys, and they're, like I said, they're the #1 Kiss tribute band in the nation, and they're going to be doing, and that's something else for people that say, oh, it's just a tribute band. They're going to have a residency in Las Vegas, so that's
not just a regular tribute.
Awesome. Right. Yeah.
That's a big deal. And to have them come into Carlsbad, an opportunity to see them so you don't have to go all the way to Vegas to do it. It's pretty cool. So speaking of concerts, we actually have a concert going on this weekend. And not only that, I'm going to be out in Artesia on Saturday for Yucca Blossom Summer End Extravaganza. So hopefully see you out there. I'll be out there 2 to 4 at the Eddy County Fairgrounds. So hopefully see you out there in Artesia. That's coming up on Saturday. But also this weekend, they've got the Concert in the Pines in Ruidoso. So Concert in Pines going on. Of course, it was to coincide with the concert side of some of the stuff that was going on with some of the other stuff that was going on. And someone said the trade show was supposed to be this weekend, and they were right. It was. But also, I was there last weekend, and there were bikes showing up already, which is what they do the week before when the bike rally scheduled. There were still tons of bikes coming in, so I don't think it slowed down from people who are planning on going to Ruidoso for a rally of any kind. We're still going. So if you're up there in the mountains and you're listening to us, and you guys want to come check out Hogfest, make sure and come down next weekend. But of course, Concert in the Pines, we're going to talk, I believe, with Carrie Gladden coming up here in just a little bit and visit with her about Concert in the Pines that's going on this weekend up there and talk about some of the great shows they've got. They've got a couple of big headliners that we're going to talk about coming up here in just a little bit. First of all, though, got to do our boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Of course, 3 medical professionals on staff, almost 70 years experience. They offer functional medicine like natural supplements, stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, and hormone optimization. Desert Functional Medicine believes in treating the root cause of the problem, not just numbing the symptoms. Talk to them today at Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, 3900 North Lovington Highway, Suite 550. They're right out there in the shopping area, right outside of the big box store there on the Lovington Highway. You can't miss them. Go by and say hi and tell them you heard it on B in the Breakfast Club. Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
There are a lot of bad ways that a police chase can end, but this is one of the few best chase scenarios. Now, the police in New Hampshire were chasing a carjacking suspect named Barton Thibodeau. On Monday, he was driving a van which he had stolen at gunpoint. Well, he fled from the cops and ran red lights, and before losing control and crashing, And get this, he crashed into the police department.
Oops.
Right. He jumped out of the van and tried to run through the station's parking lot, but the cops, they caught up with him, tased him, and arrested him, and no one was hurt. Now, Martin was arrested on 8 charges, including reckless conduct with deadly weapon, receiving stolen property, possession of a controlled drug, and disobeying an officer, resisting arrest, and armed robbery. And that's boob of the day.
All right, thank you. Yeah, crashed into the police station. Good job, guy. Right. You are definitely the boob of the day. Brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, 3900 North Lovingston Highway, Suite 550 in Hobbs. Make sure and check them out today. Tell them you heard it on B in the Breakfast Club. Oh, Tommy in Carlsbad said, Last Child is awesome. And someone else said, don't be cheap with the toilet paper. That single ply is like playing Russian roulette.
All double ply.
All double.
Yeah,
all double ply.
Yeah, we learned our lesson.
Hey, J.R. DePorto said the collaboration with the Carnival was great. I mean, definitely the cleanest of carnivals. Give your kids $100 and send them there, and then parents can have a few beers and listen to some good music, says J.R. DePorto this morning.
Yeah, because the kids will stay busy, obviously, with the carnival stuff going on. And between that, but with the Midway, you got, and I know you guys have like a ton of food vendors coming too, right?
Oh, and I'm glad you brought that up because I did something different with the vendors this year. And, most of these events and everything, vendors pay a vendor fee to be there or whatnot. This year, I made all of my vendors and food trucks for free. They can come for free. And all I ask them, if they show up and they crush it at the event, they do good business, we're asking them to make a donation. We'll collect that on Saturday night. And we are actually supporting Fort Cancer, which is, it's with the American Cancer Society. And so what happens is they use that money, it stays in New Mexico, and they help families with their travel, with their hotel needs, with any of their expenses when they're battling cancer. And it was really important for me to keep all of the proceeds in New Mexico. I didn't want to raise a bunch of money for cancer and it go to New York City. Mm-hmm. Not that they don't need it, but we need it in New Mexico, so we're doing that.
For sure. Well, that's very cool. So basically, that's a win-win for for everybody because now they don't have to pay as much. They can actually use the money that they may have paid for an entry fee to make a donation.
And like I told them, that's only if they do well. You know what? If you're there and you didn't feel like you did really well and you throw it $20, that's cool. If you killed it and you throw it $500, that's awesome. I'm not putting a number on it. I want you to do what you feel
what your conscience feels you can. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and then there again, support your favorite food truck and know that part of the proceeds is going to be going to benefit this cancer fund for sure.
Oh, it's really cool, and people have really embraced this idea. So I'm really proud of that.
Awesome. So Hogfest is going to be a lot of fun, of course, coming up next weekend. It is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to have to take a quick break here in just a second. And, of course, check in with Jim and news. Being brought to you by our friends at Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without them. Serving all of Southeast New Mexico with the largest inventory of new and pre-owned RVs, including Keystone, Cougar, and Montana, just to name a few. Fifth wheels, toy haulers, ultralight trailers. If you're working at the patch, living in a hotel, man, just put that money of the per diem to work for you. Buy yourself a trailer from your buddies at Main Trailer Sales. Of course, 65 years in business. You can find out more information on their website, maintrailersalesinc.com, or give them a call today, 575-622-1751, 575-622-1751. Remember, don't go camping without our buddies at Main Trailer Sales. Checking in with Jim, coming right back. More Be in the Breakfast Club on W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD
Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. COVID-19 pandemic led to high rates of unemployment in New Mexico, with an estimated 100,000 or more New Mexicans losing jobs. To help the unemployed, the federal government distributed billions in unemployment insurance across the U.S. Now a new report reveals millions of dollars worth of payouts in New Mexico were likely fraudulent. Report comes from the U.S. Government Accountability Office. Report reviews data compiled by the Department of Labor on payouts from the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act and other programs that included payouts for unemployment. Joseph Crutcher of Carlsbad sentenced to 70 years in prison for production and distribution of child porn. In November of last year, a task force officer monitoring a website known to be used to discuss and trade child sexual abuse material. Private user contacted and provided several images of a minor performing sexually explicit conduct. Authorities tracked the private user as Rachel Crutcher, the wife of Joseph, after obtaining a search warrant. In questioning the pair, Joseph admitted he was responsible for the material and Rachel not involved. Later in the investigation, Rachel admitted she was involved in the materials. She was sentenced to 30 years in prison. A woman accused of stabbing to death her girlfriend in June has pled not guilty to charges related to the killing when she appeared at her arraignment in New Mexico's 5th Judicial District Court in Chavez County Monday. 40-year-old Monica Ortiz of Roswell pled not guilty to charges of first-degree murder, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, and tampering with evidence. Ortiz suspected of stabbing Patricia Molinar Franco 9 times early in the morning of June 23rd in the 900 block of South Wyoming Avenue home where the two women shared. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Lucky Health and Safety has an immediate opening for a safety instructor. Experience required. You must be bilingual in English and Spanish and be fully qualified to teach SafeLand, H2S Clear, First Aid and CPR classes, and manage ISN accounts. Benefits include 100% paid health insurance, paid vacation and sick leave, monthly and quarterly bonuses, and your home every night. Apply in person, 6210 Lovington Highway, or call Alonzo at 575-492-7777.
This ad paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
You don't want to miss Yucca Blossom's 3rd annual Summers and Extravaganzas Saturday and Sunday, September 16th and 17th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Over 100 vendors are expected at this year's event. A petting zoo, train rides, face painting, bouncy houses, a stuffy bear station, and numerous food trucks. Whether you're hunting for a unique gift or just having fun with a family, come enjoy the Yucca Blossom Summers End Extravaganza September 16th and 17th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Attention all you hunters, gun and knife collectors, and reloaders. Los Alamos Ammo is hosting their annual Fall Gun Show in Carlsbad at the Pecos River Village Conference Center, September 16th and 17th. 2 big days of new and used guns, ammunition, scopes, reloading, supplies, and knives too. Lots of great gift ideas. Have lunch and enjoy the show. The Carlsbad Gun Show, Saturday, September 16th, 9 till 5, and Sunday the 17th, 10 till 4 at the Pecos River Village on Muscatel. Everyone is invited to come by, sell, or trade.
Elevate your spirit at Concerts in the Park, September 15th and 16th at Wingfield Park in beautiful Midtown Ruidoso. Friday's lineup includes Slade Coulter and Sarah Rowe, and Saturday's lineup features Kyle Park and country favorite Josh Abbott Band. Gates open at 4 p.m. on Friday and noon on Saturday. Tickets are on sale now at RuidosoConcertsInThePark.com. Choose from general admission, VIP, or family bundle for 4. Again, that's RuidosoConcertsInThePark.com.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in or around Carlsbad? WWRV is 3 RV parks with one goal: to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available. All utilities are included in the price, including premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact info by visiting their website at www.rvx3.com or call 575-988-0392 for WWRV.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
The weather forecast for southeast New Mexico on this Thursday along the 285 corridor with the Roswell temperatures in the upper 80s, 20% chance for thunderstorms. We go down to Carlsbad, Artesia, and 30% chance for thunderstorms. Carlsbad temperatures around 89 degrees. At our radio studios, Lovington temperatures in the lower to mid 80s with a 30% chance for thunderstorms, increasing to 60% chance at our radio studio by tomorrow. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
What happens in the Breakfast Club stays in the Breakfast Club.
B and the Breakfast Club.
Get your ass out of bed.
Yeah.
Not afraid to talk the talk. And we walk with a limp. B and the Breakfast Club.
He said it is what it is. Well, it is what it is because he is who he is. That's why it is what it is. Blah, 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 blah. Good job, Joe. It is B at the Breakfast Club. Tommy and the A-List, Will Rooney, and Curtis McKinney sitting in for Kevin B as he is headed back to the Philippines. He will be broadcasting there from Monday if all goes well, knock wood. So hopefully everything goes well with his flight.
He's on his airplane.
What is it? What was that?
My little girl used to say, Dad, that's a airplane. Airplane.
It sound like you were hawking up a loogie or something. Like you have a hairball.
Right.
Oh, Tommy. Thank you. That's so basically you got a lot of your little made up words from your kids.
Right. Why not, man? Aren't they the best source for that stuff?
They're better. At least it's somewhat cute when they do it. It's really not when you do. We got our good news for the day coming up here in just a little bit, so stick around for that. And, of course, show being brought to you in part by our buddies at Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. Chance Materials is your provider for quality, affordable, ready-mix concrete. No matter the project, Chance Materials has products and unmatched customer service, all at the lowest price possible. ChanceMaterials.com is where you can find out more or give them a call. 363-3240, 575-363-3240. Serving the Pecos Valley with plants in Carlsbad and Roswell with ready-mix concrete. Chance Materials, because when a project matters, materials matter most. It is 8:32 on this Thursday, September 14th. It is National Sobriety Day. So if you're been battling to stay sober, I know we were talking about tequila, which is
I'm sober right now.
Kind of messed up of us, but hey, no. But if that's something that you take seriously, we do too, and we congratulate you on your sobriety on National Sobriety Day. So, but if you're like some of us and you partake every once in a while here and there, then come out and have fun. We got all kinds of stuff going on, and hopefully, I'm hoping that Carrie's going to check in with us here in just a little bit, so we can talk about concerts in the park up in Rodoso. So. Absolutely. Let's see here. I'm just started getting some private messages here. Tommy, what else is going on the text line?
All right. This one texter says, here's a theory for you. Since Michelle can't be governor anymore, the Democrats have urged her to try a gun ban stunt. Yeah. To see how far she could go with it and what the repercussions would be. Then the Democrats who support this put up a fake front, make it look like they are surprised by her actions. Just like I feel that COVID thing was intentional to see how far the government would go in controlling us, says this text.
I know there's a lot of people who, and you know what? At first I was like, nah, there's no way, because she's getting too much flack from the Democrats. But I think there's something to that. There definitely is. There's something to that. I think there's, and they're just clever enough to try something like this, to try to see how far they could push it, to see, to basically test the waters, test the temperature. So, looks like we've got a phone call coming in. I believe that this is Miss Carrie Gladden from the agency in Rodoso talking about concerts in the park up in Rodoso. What's going on, Carrie?
Oh, not much. What's going on with you, Will?
Oh, we're just doing the morning show throughout southeast New Mexico. Talk to us about what we've got going on in Rodoso this weekend.
We've got the concerts in the park, and we are having music at Wingfield Park Friday evening and Saturday afternoon and evening, and it all winds up with the Josh Abbott Band performing on Saturday night. So we're hoping lots of people come out and enjoy it.
Absolutely. Well, you guys got not only Josh Abbott, you guys have got Kyle Park coming back too, right?
We do. We've got on Friday, tomorrow, our lineup is the gates will open at 4, and at 5 o'clock we have Sarah Rowe, who is a local New Mexico girl. She's going to perform from 5 to 6:30, and then Slade Coulter will perform Friday night from 7 to 8:30, and then on Saturday the gates will Kyle Park that will start at 5, and in between when the gates open and when Kyle plays, we've got lots of local acts that are going to be playing on stage, and then Josh Abbott Band will take the stage at 7.
Well, for those who've never been to a concert at Wingfield Park, it's a very cool. I mean, if you're, and when I say cool, I mean it just like that. It is a way to escape the heat of Southeast New Mexico and enjoy the cool mountains of Ruidoso, and just really enjoy the mountains in and of their, in all their splendor, because you can't get much more beauty, and it be right there in the middle of Midtown, and yet removed enough that you've got all the trees around you. It's perfect.
Yes, it really is, and we will have food trucks there as well as alcohol vendors, and so it's just going to be a great music event to come out and sit back and enjoy the park, enjoy the scenery, and most of all, enjoy the music.
So, Carrie, if people want tickets, they want to go to Concerts in the Park in Ruidoso this weekend, what do they need to do to get it?
You can visit either discoverruidoso.com, and we've got right there on the homepage is a big portal into the Concerts in the Park event, and you can also visit concertsintheparkruidoso.com, and either one of those will take you to there's a buy ticket button on there, and you can buy tickets at holdmyticket.com. It'll, and our website will drop you into that, and we're offering a variety of tickets and ticket prices. We've got general admission passes. You can $25 for one day, $40 for the weekend. We've got a VIP area where you get a private bathroom, private bar, a Ruidoso camp chair, and a koozie with your ticket. And for one day, those are $50, and for 2 days, they're $80. We also have a family bundle that it's 4 general admission one-day passes for $80. So that's good, if you want to come as a group, and then kids 12 and under are free.
Excellent. So would it be okay if we maybe, I don't know, gave away a couple of VIP tickets here on the radio this morning?
Heck yeah.
All right, let's do it. So I want to do it via the text line. So if you want to go to Concerts in the Park, I want you to text the word park to 877-396-W105. Text the word park. I'm going to take a random winner. Got 2 VIP tickets for, I'm going to say texture number 20. Texture number 20 this morning. You're going to get 2 VIP tickets. So text the word park to 877-396-W105. Carrie, looking forward to it. Of course, everything gets kicked off tomorrow and then goes through Saturday and Saturday evening. Going to be a lot of fun. And any of the big sponsors you want to talk about real quick while we got you for a second?
The main sponsor is the Village of Ruidoso, and it just, they have a commitment to promoting the arts and culture to our community. And so this is just, a part of that overall plan. And so we're looking forward to it and hope to see a great turnout. And I think I misspoke earlier. I think when we were talking about the website, it's either discoverruidoso.com or ruidosoconcertsinthepark.com.
Okay. RuidosoConcertsInThePark.com. It will definitely get you there too. But Discover Ruidoso, you can find your way around there for sure. And immediately, so I probably should have said a bigger number than 20. What do you think, Tom? Because we got a lot of texts, like real quick. A lot of people want to go check this out. So we got, and of course, don't forget the VIP area up there for the Concerts in the Park. You get a camp chair, so you get a chair automatically with part of it, and then you get the access to the private bathroom, private bar. It's very cool, and plus it's the VIP area is closer to the stage. Just put it that way, right, Carrie?
Right.
Yeah.
It is, and you know what, Will? If you've got a lot of people that are texting in for this,
Yes,
I've got two more more VIP packages that you can give away.
Wow, fantastic!
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. So we're gonna pick a couple more winners there. Then we'll get you guys all set up. So we had a. I'd have to show you this, Carrie. I may have to take a screenshot and show you later how many people texted in. So Southeast New Mexico loves going up to the mountains. So we will definitely get some people to come up and see you. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. Carrie Gladden checking in from the agency. Make sure and go by and check them out at Ren Ruidoso this weekend for concerts in the park. Don't forget Josh Abbott Band. Going to be the big headliner on Saturday night. Going to be a huge show. Lots of fun in the mountains in Ruidoso. Of course, you can find out more concerts in the park online or discover Ruidoso. You can find out more information there too. So big thank you to Carrie for checking in with us on Being the Breakfast Club. It is 20 minutes before 9 o'clock. We're going to do our good news of the day coming up here in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick break so I can count out these folks. So since we got so many so fast, I'm going to do 20, 40, and 60. So 20, 40, and 60 are going to be the ones I get. I'm going to count them out here in just a second. Don't worry, Tommy. I'm not making you do it. 20, 40, and 60 are going to be because we got them fast. So, and then they're all going to get a VIP package for those three folks. So congratulations. And I will give her the names here in just a little bit. 19 minutes before 9 o'clock. And we're going to take a quick break, check in with Fox News. Come right back. Of course, news being brought to you by our buddies at North Star Laundry. They're your one-stop shop for all your laundry needs. North Star offers dry cleaning, pressing, and starching. And you can walk up and use their coin laundry. But also they do a wash and fold for you, too. They'll get it all taken care of for you regardless. Don't forget they have their regular machines and their oil-filled machines. They have convenient locations in Carlsbad at 609 West Lee and 604 West Church. And don't forget they're in Loving, too, at 406 West Cedar. Go by and check them out. North Star Laundry, proud sponsor of Being the Breakfast Club. Checking in with Fox News. First, though, we're going to qualify some people, too. So we got people winning on the text line, people qualifying for cash on W105.
Presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The United Auto Workers contract with the big 3 automakers runs out tonight. If there's no deal, the plan is to strike at some plants at first and then more and more if talks drag on.
UAW workers are threatening to walk the picket lines if the UAW's demands aren't met by midnight. UAW President Shawn Fain has called previous offers from Ford, GM, and Stellantis insufficient.
Fox's Jeff Manasso, Ford CEO, says the unions presented no genuine counteroffer. President Biden at a fundraiser in Virginia says he's not focused on House Republicans' impeachment inquiry into his family finances endorsed by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Florida House Republican Aaron Bean on Fox.
This is a great step by Kevin McCarthy to say, let's go and see where this evidence leads, and that's what we're going to do.
He says the committee chairs in charge of the inquiry are holding a closed-door meeting today. On Wall Street, stocks start the day higher. America's listening to Fox News.
This Lovington Lady Wildcat Sports Update is being brought to you by City Commissioner David Trujillo. Go Cats! Lovington City Commissioner David Trujillo is a proud sponsor of Lovington High Lady Wildcats. Every year the Lady Cats are contending for a district title, and this year is no different. You can count on the Lady Cats fighting for every point. Cheer them on at every game as they fight for a win. The Lady Cats are committed to their community, their fans, and their team. They're great ambassadors for the city of Lovington. Lovington City Commissioner David Trujillo is a proud sponsor of Lovington Wildcat Athletics. Go Wildcats.
Rachel Faith, the Lovington girls' assistant volleyball coach, was elevated to interim coach last week after head coach Marissa Ochoa resigned. So, Coach, now that you're at the helm, what do you expect from your team?
All they've known is to fight and to battle, and they've definitely proven a lot this season so far, and I know that they have a bright rest of the season ahead of them, so I can't wait to see what's in store for them.
Coach, the team is off to a 1-4 start. What improvements do you want to see from them?
Just being able for them to have fun at what they're doing and just to play hard and to finish strong every single time. We've been close the past couple of games, and so I want it bad for them. I want them to see what they can do when they put everything into it as they have the past couple of games and just finish it. And we're going to pull together and we're going to do what we need to as a team and do it to the best of our ability. So that's kind of where we are right now.
This Lovington Lady Wildcat Sports Update has been brought to you by City Commissioner David Trujillo. Go Wildcats!
Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad, is having their Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, Wednesday, September 20th from 11:30 to 1. Come let Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation say thank you to their current and future customers with fajitas for lunch on them and lots of giveaways at their Carlsbad office. Wednesday, September 20th, 11:30 to 1. Don't miss the Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. What do you think of when someone says tough? Honestly, I think of a Toyota truck. Tundra's one mean mother of a truck with a twin-turbo V6 and incredible going power, and the Tacoma claws through terrain with a taller suspension and lots of creature comforts in the cockpit. Both Toyota trucks are decked out with tons of cool features and tech you'll dig. Check them out at Toyota.com, folks.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Attention Permian Basin businesses, your success is our priority. B2B MVD is your trusted partner for fast and friendly MVD service. Need registration renewals, title transfers, license plate replacement, or lost title assistance? Look no further. Need DOT services or account setup? Just call B2B MVD at 575-665-3676 today to experience hassle-free solutions. Remember, that's 575-665-3676. B2B MVD, committed to being your partner for success. Drive your business forward confidently knowing we're here to simplify your MVD experience. Located at the Broadmoor Tower in Hobbs.
Run the water on a new Yamaha Wave Runner. From the thrilling new Jet Blaster to the reimagined luxurious and powerful FX series, Yamaha Wave Runners set the standard for personal watercraft. Now get as low as 6.99% APR for 60 months. Or get two Wave Runners at 7.49% APR for 96 months during the end of season sales event. But hurry, offer ends September 30th. See dealer or call 1-800-897-1941 for details about credit costs and terms. Find your Yamaha today at Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso in Hobbs.
Platinum Auto Service of Carlsbad is under new ownership. They offer preventative maintenance, diagnostics, and fleets are welcome. Right now, there's short wait time and fast service on brakes, tires, AC service, alignments, lift kits, and more. Stop by and meet the friendly staff today and get back on the road. Call 575-689-6900. Platinum Auto Services, 606 South Canal, Carlsbad.
B and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Yeah, let's just get this over with.
877-396-W105. Of course, people qualifying for cash on the phone lines. We're about wrapped up on time for doing that, but which we only do that to the break. We're only supposed to qualify 5 people. We always qualify more than that because we're nice. So Tom May will be making his way back to the studio soon. But congratulations so far. I've got one more that I texted. I've texted all the winners for the Concerts in the Park tickets, for these VIP tickets. But Natividad Nunez, I hope I said that right, and Luis Olivas. Congratulations to both of them. Do what?
Go ahead and screw it up.
What? How would you say that?
Oh, Michael Nanas.
No, that doesn't say Michael.
What's it say? Your writing is horrible, dude.
This is not my handwriting. You can read that. My handwriting is not bad. It's not like yours.
I can read mine.
Boy, dude, I don't know how you read yours. Yours is like chicken scratch.
Dude, it's pretty bad, dude. Is it any?
Tell him, Kurt. Tell him. Tell him.
Oh, really?
I have the worst handwriting ever, but
my handwriting is fairly good for a guy. And it looks like we got Marcus. Marcus won tickets too. So congratulations, Marcus.
There you go.
So Marcus, Luis, and
you can't even read.
No, I can read it. I just don't know if I'm saying it right. Natividad.
That's a Natividad.
Natividad.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. So, but Tom, yeah, whatever. So, someone can I qualify over text? I can't call. Unfortunately, no. The only way you can qualify for cash is over the phone. We can't qualify on the text line. We do separate contests for the text line, but not for the cash. Unfortunately, that's one of the rules of the cash is you have to be able to call. So I apologize if you can't, Will Hader. So that's it was Will. It just happened to be. I swear I'm not doing that because it's Will Hader. I'm nice to Will Hader, even though they're mean to me.
Is that just what you named them, or is that who they are? Like
no, they named themselves that.
Yeah, they named this. Crazy.
I have a lot of. So there's a couple of people. I'm trying to remember the last one I actually named. I think I named Oilfield Liberal. I think I named a couple of these people that when they're over the top lefties.
Oh God!
I'll give them a name.
Oh God!
If they don't, I offered them the opportunity. I think Oilfield liked his name, so I offer and I say his because I have no clue what gender Oilfield Liberal is, but I offer them the opportunity to change their name or to give us a better name. I usually say, hey, if you prefer something else, go for it. If they want to identify as as Oilfield Republican. Although their comments will give that away pretty quick.
Will Hader.
Will Hader.
Yeah, hashtag Will Hader. There you go. That's what they did. So, of course, got all those VIP tickets for concerts in the park we're giving away. And so it was funny. We were laughing. Somebody texted Hogfest. Well, Hogfest is free, people.
Yeah. No need for a ticket. Come on down.
So you can just come on down and enjoy all the shows. Although we may have some armbands coming next week. We'll find out.
Armbands.
For the Rights Amusement.
Oh,
we may wind up with some of those. So if we do, I will definitely let you know. So the unlimited ride armbands, those are always fun.
Yeah, you'll get some.
So we'll get you. We'll make sure and pass those along. So that's one of the things that costs. Of course, the cool thing with the food trucks too. All the food trucks, they don't have to pay to come in to be a part of Hogfest. But if they do if they do well, then they do a donation. Now, tell me again the name of this organization you guys are donating for cancer.
Well, it's American Cancer Society, but it's a branch of that called Fork Cancer. And
okay.
And going with that division keeps the proceeds in New Mexico. And and if anybody has had cancer, had to deal with cancer in their family or whatnot, I never was affected by it. I never. You hear about it, but you never really pay attention to it until something happened. My wife had cancer really bad.
Mm-hmm.
She beat it. My dad then got cancer. And so it was like watching these folks with the American Cancer Society work with these patients and lodging and the Hope Lodge up in Lubbock and all of that. We have the same thing in New Mexico, and that's what Fort Cancer does is it gives that money to families to help them get to, hotels, food.
That's awesome. And there again. So you support your favorite food truck, and the more you support them, the more they're able to donate. That's going to be a lot of fun. So and hopefully they donate what their conscience gives them. I know my buddies at Roadrunner Grill who are going to be there. I know they're already donating half of their proceeds for today's cheeseburger and green chili burgers to the pets at the Artesia Animal Shelter. I know they're going to give you guys. I guarantee it. I know how they are. They're going to, if they do well, they're going to give you one of their biggest donations.
Well, and that's the thing, and I want to say too, if you're a vendor, not just a food truck, but if you're a vendor or something, I have a few spots left. If you'd like to send me an email, contact@hogfest.net, and it's HAWGFEST, contact@hogfest.net. If you'd like to be a part of it, actually, what the county came in and cleared out all of the.
They did a beautiful job.
Oh my gosh! I sat down with them and I told them, look, man, this would be really cool if we could clear this stuff off, get some more parking, things like that. And they did it, and it looks awesome. It really does.
Will Hader asks, "Hey Tom, what day are you going to Hogfest? And please don't take Will." Well, Will's the boss, so Will decides who goes to Hogfest and what day. So,
Right.
Nice try though, Will Hader. So someone has said, "How do we get tickets for if you're talking about concerts in the park? You can go to Discover Rodoso or concertsinthepark.com for more information on those. For the concert in the park for Hogfest, they are free. It is free to get in." And of course, oh buddy, I identify as a W105 listener. Well, thank you, buddy. We appreciate that. I hope everybody does. 877-396-W105, 5 minutes before 9 o'clock. It is B in the Breakfast Club. And looking forward to Kiss Army Thursday night. And then you've got a great ZZ Top tribute band. And you've got a Kid Rock tribute band. And then you've got the Def Leppard tribute band.
And AC/DC.
And AC/DC.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of the things about all these bands, we didn't just take any old band. Like we got the best of whatever band it was to play. So when you see the Kiss or you see the AC/DC, these are the top shelf tribute bands.
Kiss Army I've heard of before, and they're impressive. Like you said, they don't just give everybody a residency in Vegas.
Right.
No, not at all. And so, it's cool. And along with everything else, I got to tell you guys, to make this thing happen, it takes so much. And, guys like, Bad Bass Barbecue and Carlsbad, they're a big sponsor of Hogfest. Carlsbad Ford, obviously, Build Concrete, a lot of, and Joe Zebus Law Firm out of Hobbs, good gosh, everybody stepped up. It takes a lot of money to put stuff like this on. And
well, because you got to, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too, to make it free.
And these businesses that have come in and really helped out like that, I can't thank enough, because without them, it wouldn't happen.
No, for sure. Without a doubt. So, hey, if you're looking for your next mountain getaway, look no further than our buddies at Camp at the Tall Pines in scenic Mayhill, New Mexico. Scott and Jamie Miller are anxious to show you all the improvements. Now, I say that every time, but that's because they continue to make more improvements. I mean, every time I hear something new, it seems like they've done more and more out there. But whether you choose their cozy cabins, their raised platform campsites for glamping, or their convenient RV hookups, you'll be pleased with all the amenities and, of course, the beautiful surroundings at Camp at the Tall Pines. They welcome large groups, so if you've got a family or a union or public function, a lot of times there's sports teams will go up there for some high-altitude training and things like that. I know Artesia has used Camp at the Tall Pines several times. But if you've got an area and you'd like to have your team go up to Camp at the Tall Pines, they can definitely accommodate all of you. They do high ropes, low ropes, mountain biking, hiking, disc golf. Of course, they're a great place to set up camp for elk, deer, and turkey hunting. And, of course, they have their fishing on their pond, which you don't need a license for because it is right there, privately owned. But go to their website, plan your trip today, camptallpines.com, Camp Tall Pines, or check them out on Facebook, Camp of the Tall Pines. Camp of the Tall Pines, 575-687-4101, 575-687-4101, proud sponsor of B in the Breakfast Club. It's about 3 minutes before 9 o'clock. We're going to do our good news of the day. Good news of the day being brought to you by our buddy Herschel Rustin Hayes. Of course, they do all your insurance out of Lovington. Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, 1109 West Avenue D, right there next to Bob's, just kind of across the way. 575-396-0513. Of course, Rustin sells auto, home, life, commercial. He's a great guy to talk to about all kinds of different things when it comes to insurance. So definitely go by and check him out. Avenue D in Lovington, 1109, or 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day. So, a very honest Costco employee near Fresno, California, found an envelope with $4,000 in it. And what did he do? Oh, he returned it. He says he was just hoping it might earn him an Employee of the Month, and it did. So, back in 1994, a pilot for Southwest named Reuben Flowers took a photo of the cockpit and his young son in the co-pilot seat. Now, almost 30 years later, they got to recreate that photo. His son is a Southwest pilot too now. And he got to sit shotgun with his dad's very first flight before he retired. His dad's very last flight before his dad retired. And a 79-year-old guy with dementia recently got scammed out of his entire life savings in Australia. Someone tricked him into giving his bank information, and they stole almost $500,000. But the good news is the bank made it right. They decided they should have caught it before this account got drained and reimbursed him every penny. Pretty impressive. That is the good news of the day. Good news of the day being brought to you by our friend Herschel Rustin Hayes, 1109 West Avenue D in Lovington. 877-396-W105. It is straight up 9 o'clock. KWMW Maljamar, K256AR 99.1 in Ruido. So what else is going on the text line, Tom?
Oh, right. So this texter is asking, how come Tom don't have any commercials?
How come Tom don't have any commercials?
I mean, like, do I do commercials? Stuff like that?
How come Tom doesn't have any commercials?
I don't know. I'm available.
How come Tom doesn't have any commercials?
I'm available.
Okay, so let's just put it this way. One of the commercials we had Tom A try to do, it took him several tries, and we got the name of the sponsor wrong.
What was it?
And
I don't
so
remember.
I can say it, but I'd really rather not do. This is a place you frequent, so I'd really rather not.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the pre thing.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. So, it is what it is. There's reasons.
You know the best commercial I ever did?
What was the best commercial you ever did?
Well, I got divorced. I had my two girls at the radio station in Big Spring. And one of the salespeople came, Tom, I really need this commercial cut really, really, real fast. It was a plumbing commercial, right? So I asked my daughter, my oldest, if she wanted to help me. She said, no. I asked my little one, she was 4. She said, well, what's a commercial? Well, I'm just going to tell you, say some things and I'll put it together. And it'll sound really cool. So she did. So here was the end commercial. You ready?
No.
Are you ready?
No.
It was a cool commercial.
And you're gonna recreate it for me?
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
You want to hear it? So here it is, right? It's a plumbing commercial where if you need a plumber, you can call this guy. All right? So here it goes. So my daughter comes out of the bathroom, said, Dad, the bathroom's leaking. The bathroom's leaking. Now I'm watching a football game. I say, hey, I'll be back in a minute. So she comes back a second time. Dad, the bathroom's really leaking. The bathroom's really leaking. Hold on a second. It's almost the end of the ball game. She comes back a third time, out of the door, in this Speedo, and she says, Dad, you might want to get in.
Things that don't translate to radio, bro.
I could see
what
radio's imagination.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Will. I'm
right?
sorry I asked for that.
Yeah, oh, dude.
I apologize.
So now imagine a whole story about transgender dogs like that.
Oh, my God.
That would be Morky and Porky. And now Russ Black makes his way in the
that.
studio. Who liked what?
The plumber guy?
Well, Big Spring. That's all I can say about that.
I should have entered in the.
What do you? Yeah, you should have. You won an award with that one, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What do you think, Russ?
Good morning, Russ.
I got lost somewhere. I was just running in to tell you where the weed eater sound effect was. There's a button.
Is there a button?
There's a button.
Is there a button for the drill too? Because I'm just curious. Because now I
got
understand.
my cowbell over there.
Now I understand why B wants to drill all the time.
The reason he doesn't do.
Someone said, "What is going on?" I wish I knew. It was one of Tom A's weird stories.
It was my fault.
He wanted to hear it, so I told him.
Tom A wanted to do a commercial. I said I'd like to hear it because I haven't been privy to that stuff before, and I apologize to the
now you understand, right?
I do. I get it.
So that was a cool text. Someone said, "Is there even another radio station? I want to listen to 105 on all my work trucks and personal trucks." Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And, well, I have a couple of sister stations. We have a couple of other stations that I own. And those are the only ones that exist.
Will's balling now, man.
What do you mean balling?
Every time I come
Will's
around.
more broke now than he was before he bought the station.
Used to, we would do back before this, we would do McDonald's or something like that. Now it's steaks, like fillets. I mean, this cat's balling.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love the new Will.
I made you buy lunch the last time. I don't know what you're talking about.
I love the new Will, man.
I would offer to take Tom, but Tom makes you buy every time.
See, here's why I say that Will Rooney's the hardest working man in show business, but he brings it on himself. We've all known Will Rooney since he was a very young man.
He was a young Willie.
In radio. I remember, he's got children now. I remember in swaddling clothes, And he was the boss. He's got everything. He runs everything. He just doesn't have to pay the bills. What does he do? He decides to buy everything and start paying all the bills. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah, all I do now is have to write the checks now too, on top of everything else. Although it is nice to be able to decide.
I'm just kidding.
What, you want some money? Oh, payroll.
Speaking of money,
payroll is tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Now that we're on the subject.
Yeah, payroll is tomorrow. Yeah. So what did I ask where they got the tickets? So the tickets, if you want VIP tickets, they're going to be in your name under will call. So I will, but I will text folks back who won here in just a second. I apologize.
He made him go to will call. You know what I'm saying?
Will call. That's right.
Yeah,
I can't. I'm normally I'm able, because B's doing the show. I'm able to text people back a little easier and respond to listeners a little better than I am today. So I apologize. And Facebook, I've been neglecting you too. So I apologize if I've been neglecting Facebook too much. So just FYI. So what?
Are you getting? Oh, you're starting to read the comments there, I guess, huh?
No, I've just I was going back and looking at some of the Facebook stuff. So I apologize. So there was a couple of people were texting my personal number too, trying to win tickets. So I was like, that's not the wrong number, guys, but nice try. 5 minutes after 9 o'clock, we got to take a quick look for news real quick, and we're going to come right back. We got more B in the Breakfast Club on the way. Of course, being brought to you by our buddy Randall Pettigrew. Don't forget him. Of course, he's working hard, even more so now with the governor's crazy orders, and he's one of the ones that's spearheading one of the lawsuits that's going up there. Voted by CPAC, one of the most conservative representatives in the state of New Mexico. He's been recognized by CPAC just recently. And so big thank you to Randy. If you want to help Randy in the fight against the governor, fight against just the progressive ideals that seem to take hold in Santa Fe so many times, make sure you donate to him too when you can, because it takes some money to make some of this stuff happen. So you can, of course, go to his website, randallpettigrew.com, randallpettigrew.com. You can contact him directly through his website. He's got his cell phone number right there on his website, randallpettigrew.com. Of course, he is your representative for District 61, and he's standing by to help you if you've got an issue with the state. He sure did help me out with a couple of issues we were having. Got right to the people I needed to talk to, and got the situation taken care of pretty darn quick. It's amazing when you have a state rep talking on your behalf. So it definitely helps. RandallPettigrew.com. Don't forget, donate and say thank you to Randy for being a big sponsor and a big supporter of B in the Breakfast Club right here on W105. 7 minutes after 9 o'clock, checking in with Jim and a look at news. Coming right back with more on W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. COVID-19 pandemic led to high rates of unemployment in New Mexico, with an estimated 100,000 or more New Mexicans losing jobs. To help the unemployed, the federal government distributed billions in unemployment insurance across the U.S. Now a new report reveals millions of dollars worth of payouts in New Mexico were likely fraudulent. Report comes from the U.S. Government Accountability Office. Report reviews data compiled by the Department of Labor on payouts from the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act and other programs that included payouts for unemployment. Joseph Crutcher of Carlsbad sentenced to 70 years in prison for production and distribution of child porn. In November of last year, a task force officer monitoring a website known to be used to discuss and trade child sexual abuse material. Private user contacted and provided several images of a minor performing sexually explicit conduct. Authorities tracked the private user as Rachel Crutcher, the wife of Joseph. After obtaining a search warrant and questioning the pair, Joseph admitted he was responsible for the material and Rachel not involved. Later in the investigation, Rachel admitted she was involved in the materials. She was sentenced to 30 years in prison. A woman accused of stabbing to death her girlfriend in June has pled not guilty to charges related to the killing when she appeared at her arraignment in New Mexico's 5th Judicial District Court in Chavez County Monday. 40-year-old Monica Ortiz of Roswell pled not guilty to charges of first-degree murder, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, and tampering with evidence. Ortiz suspected of stabbing Patricia Molinar Franco 9 times early in the morning of June 23rd in the 900 block of South Wyoming Avenue home where the two women shared. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Hi, I'm Curtis McKinney, and I want to welcome everybody to HogFest 2023, September 21st through the 24th, brought to you by Number One Tequila. And, you know, this year's HogFest is going to be bigger than ever before. We have Wright's Carnival coming, the biggest carnival ever in Eddy County. And we have a lot of folks that made this happen for us, and I'd like to thank them right now. And I encourage everybody to go and visit these sponsors. Without them, nothing would happen. We have Built Concrete in Carlsbad, W105, B107, Carlsbad Ford, the Zebus Law Firm in Hobbs, Bad Bass Barbecue, J&B Customs, Equipment Shed, Coors Light, Red Bull, Twisted Tea, Dos Equis, Corona, Miller Lite, Squirt, A&W Root Beer, The Bud Board Smoke Shop, Assurance Labs, BTH Services, Eddy County, and the City of Carlsbad. We'll see you at the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse, September 21st through the 24th for HogFest 2023. Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
This is Davis Smith, the Gorilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Take the short drive to Cool Ruidoso and shop Sierra Blanca Motors inventory of Chevy, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. For a limited time, get 10% off MSRP on in-stock gas-powered 2023 select model Ram 1500s. Browse their huge inventory online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Take advantage of special 1.9% financing for 36 months. See dealer for details. Shop Sierra Blanca Motors today. No gimmicks, no markups, and no addendums ever.
New Mexico Junior College presents the first ever Fearless Concert Series, benefiting United Way. 3 nights in the fall of 2023, bringing you a live music experience like no other. On October 14th, live at Lee County Banquet Hall, rising country star Will Bannister will perform a concert and dance. This event will benefit the United Way of Lee County. Donate at least $1 per person to gain entry to this concert. Bring your whole family. Limited VIP seating available.
It's back. The PBR Challenger Series returns to Ruidoso Downs Racetrack. Friday, September 29th. Come enjoy the Renegade Rough Stock Rodeo. And Saturday, September 30th, the PBR Challenger Series returns with the nation's top bull riders on the racetrack. Tickets are on sale now at raceruidoso.com or by box office at 575-378-4140. Grab your tickets today and get ready for a fucking good time. Ruidoso Downs Racetrack, 26225 U.S. Highway 70. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-572-1142.
Sutherland's of Carlsbad is here for all your home improvement and DIY projects. Visit Sutherland's.com for how-to tips and guides. Skip the hassle. Buy online and pick up in-store for free at 2101 South Canal in Carlsbad. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, and plywood to fencing, power tools, and furniture, Sutherland's has what you need for the job, plus great financing options. Sutherland's, helping Americans build it better since 1917.
To me like you know me.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Rest assured you're not going to learn a thing here.
If we get caught. Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. I'm not joking about that.
Hey, you like that, huh, Curtis? 2 words.
Oh, man.
That's our illustrious president.
Leader of the free world right there, guys.
Yeah, we're proud. 877-396-W105. It is B and the Breakfast Club. And Tom A in the house, of course, we are sitting in for Kevin B. He will be back on Monday, according to, if everything works well, if all his flights are on time and regular. So he's already in Lubbock, and he's flying out to the Philippines. So he's going to be headed out, and he should be back in the Philippines by Monday. And he's planning on being on the air. So that's at least the idea. So, of course, being the Breakfast Club being brought to you in part by our buddies at Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're running low on fuel between 128 between Jowl and Carlsbad, check out the Twin Wells Fuel Station. They're 2.75 miles south of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Twin Wells Fuel Station is open to the public. That's a large, nicely built facility with plenty of cover. Of course, they sell unleaded, green diesel, red diesel, DEF. Twin Wells Fuel Station accepts all major credit and fleet cards. Don't sweat it, make it to the next town. Just fill up right there, just south of 128 on Buck Jackson Road, halfway between Jowl and Carlsbad, the new Twin Wells Fuel Station, and fill up knowing that they are supporters of B and the Breakfast Club. We appreciate them very much for being a sponsor. 14 minutes after 9 o'clock, what's going on the text line, Tom?
Well, we got a nice text here, Will. Well, I moved here 2 years ago from Wyoming, and thank you for providing a station that reminds me of home, says the texter.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. And Tom A's plumber commercial would have to make the wall of shame, says this one texter.
I'm right with you. I'm in agreement there.
Well, not really.
Someone said Team Tom A.
Dang, thank you very much. And by Will Hader, I missed The Hobbit. Okay. Long live the little man.
Look, I love
Hash Brown, Will Hader.
I love when Todd joins us. You know, whenever he hadn't been on in a while, but I like having Todd on when he comes on.
Well, the thing is that, you know, when I left the first time, he succeeded me, and, well, B left not too long after that.
So
he brought down the ratings, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so Tom blames The Hobbit for the demise, but it was fine until B left. Nothing changed until there was some Yankee in there. Right. And then that's when it all went to hell in a handbasket. So, and Curtis knows the Yankee. He used to hang out with him.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Curtis like, all right, no comment there. 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. Hey, guys, if unlike Tom A., if you're looking for a mirror that actually allows you to see all the little hairs you missed and all that kind of stuff, it may say makeup in the name, but it's a great mirror for guys, too. And Tom A., even though he owns one, will not use it for whatever reason. Dude, you got to shave. Seriously, bro. B gives you a hard time about it every day.
This is the GQ.
No.
I see the magazine all the time.
You're like a step above. What was the Grizzly Adams?
Oh,
you're like a step below Grizzly Adams, there, buddy. So, but if you're unlike Tom A., if you're wanting to make sure and see those things you're missing, then check out the Atlas Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. 1, 5, and 10 times magnification, bright LED lights. They come in a white or black plastic finish, and of course, they've got those new wall mounts that you can get too. I love my wall mount. I use it all the time. It's just mounted on my wall, right at head height. It's perfect. I just use it, trim up, and done and gone. So, and of course, those USB lights last. Those lights last forever, but you can charge them up with a USB charging cable. Very nice. And ladies, for the ones that put on your makeup and spend a lot of time doing it, these things are you'll never leave home without it again. What did I say? What did I say?
For the ladies that spend a lot of time doing it.
Well,
when you draw those eyelashes on and giving the surprised look.
To make these gals look their best, sometimes it takes a little while. I'm being nice. I'm giving them plenty of time.
Do you remember that one woman, Will,
Rebecca? I'm sorry for this, by the way.
That one woman that we were at some club or something, you and I, and you met that one girl, and you thought she was really pretty, and then like the next day you found out that it was just all.
No, that was you. That was.
She probably had one of those mirrors.
That was not.
She probably had one of those mirrors.
That was a Morky and Porky from Curtis. That was made up.
That was not made up.
I have never left a place with a female.
There is a lot of things I will embellish, but nothing about Will ever.
I've never left a bar with anyone because at that time I think I was married. But nice try though.
Hey, you know what? If you want to tell on yourself about being married, then that's your problem.
No,
he didn't. He didn't when he was married. This was after he was married.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So, Atlas Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. You can find out more online on their website at atlasmakeupmirror.com. Or you can give Rebecca a call anytime, 575-631-3189, 631-3189. Great portable mirror that you take with you wherever you need to go. So that way you've got exactly what you need wherever you are. 631-3189. Talk to Rebecca today. She will get you hooked up. And she's got some big announcements coming. We're going to have to hang out and find out what else she's got coming down the pipe. So she's got some big things coming with the Atlas Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool that you're going to want to stick stay tuned for sure. Someone says, what was that, Tom A? Look at the text line.
Okay.
And tell me.
But Lauren.
Oh, no. Yeah, there are a couple of them you can't read. So.
Oh, I won't read them.
I don't know about the Lauren one. I didn't read that one.
Yeah. No, Lauren, is it Boebert, right? Boebert?
Uh-huh.
Drafts articles of impeachment for movie theater security guards.
What? That's not the text I'm looking at.
No? Okay.
I don't even know. The only one I see is okay, there was multiples here from them.
And
they also said Lauren Boebert pro-life but refuses to stop vaping when asked by a pregnant woman.
I saw that one underneath that one. And I don't know what Romney's doing on this, but Romney was paying $5,000 a day to protect his family from his own party's voters.
Romney's an idiot. You know, Romney's retiring. Did you see that?
He ain't gonna run again.
Or he ain't gonna run again. Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Whose feeling does that hurt?
Is this a big weenie in the studio?
Oh, is this Blue?
Hey,
Did Blue come in and say hi? So yes, Blue. Yes, that is. She's not that big though. She's kind of a small.
Blue. Do you ever take your big weenie out for a walk? Sometimes my big weenie likes to bark at night.
Sometimes we take our weenie named Blue out for a walk. Yes.
Yes. We have a blue weenie. That's all it.
We have a blue weenie. It's a little blue.
Blue.
It's a little blue weenie. It's not a big weenie.
Oh,
that's a girl weenie.
Russ is playing with his weenie right now. He just walked out of the studio.
Blue is in here looking for graham
I got
crackers.
news for you. They want to make this way worse. It's not Russ's weenie. It's Mandy's weenie.
Oh my gosh.
Well.
Mandy, we'll introduce Blue. We'll introduce Blue to everybody.
You put Blue on the camera?
Why?
Blue is a sweetheart. She's like kind of like the station.
Here at your graham crackers.
She's kind of like the station mascot. But see, Russ feeds her all the time, and so she comes in and she's got to.
How come I can't bring in my hands and?
Oh hell to the no! You're not bringing your cats. See, and
no cats.
Curtis is a huge animal lover, so dog. So Blue went straight for Curtis. So. Of course, she's used to coming in and getting snacks from Russ because Russ has got. I don't know if you guys have seen this. A lot of times in the corner, Russ will have this suitcase. Suitcase.
It's
full,
a briefcase.
I'm sorry, a briefcase full of nothing but junk food. I mean, it's like, but he keeps it under lock and key so Tom A won't steal it. You think I'm kidding? There's a reason you have latches on.
Well, it's the fact that if he was to raid my. But he would go into like diabetic
coma.
shock.
Yeah, he would.
And immediately.
Oh, your stuff is sugary. You got to stay away from that stuff.
Yeah, it's very.
The other day, he had to check his blood sugar just after smelling my breath.
No, trust me, that's not true. That's not true. He just brought the dog over for me to pet, so I know better than that.
877-396-W105. It's 8 minutes before the end of the show. We're going to coming up on Tradio time here in just a little bit. So we're going to have to take another break. I'm going to get into Tradio a little early for Russ, so that way he people who are always calling early, they make sure and get plenty of chance to call in today for Tradio. But don't forget our buddy Enrique Rocha. Knowledge, integrity, trustworthiness, just part of what makes Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. So I asked Enrique to look at something that we were losing some heating in one part of our building. And he's like, no problem. I got a crew in Lovington. We'll come over, take some measurements, and we'll get it taken care of. And danged if they didn't. So super, super awesome guys. These guys are extreme. They've been, of course, Enrique worked for another company that worked for us for a while. So he's been doing our transmitter work for our air conditioning for quite some time. And as soon as he started his own company, I was like, oh, heck yes, we want Enrique. Because he was the man who could make the air conditioner work when no one else could. When everybody else had tried it, it had died. Enrique could somehow bring that sucker back to life, and he did a great job. And he's kept us going. And even when we did have to buy a brand new unit, he got us the best price possible. So I tell you what, Enrique Rocha is super, super awesome guy. If you're looking for somebody to take care of your air conditioning, you can't go wrong with Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Definitely check them out. They're fully licensed and bonded and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems. They can upgrade your old systems. They have financing available. Give them a call today, 631-1999, 575-631-1999 for Enrique and Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Proud sponsor of Be in the Breakfast Club. Coming up tomorrow, we've got Sheriff Corey Helton going to be on the extended version. Of course, Blake will be in the studio with us, so make sure and tune in. We may have some more special guests joining us throughout the day, too, for our Friday edition as we get ready to have B come back from the Philippines. He's on his way. He'll be back joining the show on Monday from the Philippines, if all goes well, knock wood. It is 9:24. I keep saying that because I'm afraid he's gonna have air delays, and we're gonna have to punt and do something different. But if we do, guess what? It's live radio. That's what we'll do. Stay with us, and Curtis, thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. Looking forward to Hogfest next week.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Can I just thank a couple of people here?
Of course, do it, man.
Man, I got to send a huge shout out to Equipment Share and again, Built Concrete, Bad Bass Barbecue, BTH Services. I mean, these guys bring the porta potties out to us and the generators and all of this stuff, and we appreciate it so much. J&B Customs, man, I got to tell you guys, all you welders listening to me out in the oil patch right now, if your welder breaks down, J&B, it's in Carlsbad on Lee Street. Go and check them out.
They've been a sponsor of the show before, and they do a great job. And he has the remote control systems. He's got the whole 9 yards.
And he's he's celebrating his year anniversary, and he's really busy. So go check him out. Just everybody that helped me make Hogfest W105, B107, everybody that helped us put it on. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Starts next Thursday, Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena. Go to hogfest.net, HAWGFEST.net. And you can see all the details. Thank you so much.
Of course, we'll be talking more about it. Of course, we'll be talking about the Rights Amusement, hopefully getting some wristbands coming up next week. So make sure and keep it tuned right here to Be in the Breakfast Club for more chances. And, of course, keep it tuned here for Tradio. It's coming up next right here on W105.
Push, 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 pull, 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 drag, 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 drag. That's right. Get your happy dance going and bring those busted rides on down to Carlsbad Chevy, because it's a party. Your job is your credit at Carlsbad Chevy, and nothing helps better than a down payment that we can generate from one of mom's old boyfriend's beaters left out in the backyard. Thousands off new model Silverados and an assortment of brands you love to choose from is why everyone is shopping at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Come see what it's all about right here at the home of the great, great guys, Carlsbad Chevrolet.
Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation, 1506